Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to Louis Gisto Field. Pleased to bring you some Crawdads baseball here on the Walnut Creek Crawdads streaming network. I can pitch to Pamelia. He takes this to the opposite field, and will it stay fair? It does. Curran will come around third to score. Back-to-back doubles for the Crawdads. First pitch to Hans is hit hard over to Werner. He's up with it, throws to first in time, and a great pick by Dabbs. 1-2 pitch, here it is. Fastball swung on and missed, and Brooks walks the tightrope, leaves two runners stranded, and it's still a 3-0 lead for the Crawdads. Pitch here is taken to left by Muniz, and that is gone. A 3-run homer for Diego Muniz, and was there any doubt about that ball? 0-2 pitch to Diego. Here it is, and Muniz hits this high into left field, and that is going to leave the park as well. The second home run for Diego Muniz. And a swing and a miss on a high fastball away. Montgomery goes down fishing, and that is strikeout number 8 for Garza. 1-2 pitch here from Garza. Swing and a miss. Garza has everything working this afternoon. Another strikeout. Hayden Schott is going to look to put the ball in play here. Payoff pitch is lined straight up the middle, and here comes Curran Ozawa Burns. He rounds third. Selno waves him home. Ozawa Burns crosses home plate. Wow. Pitch. Dardar hits this high and deep to center field. Going back on it is David, and that has left the park. Bye-bye baseball. Dardar has a one-out solo homer here in the top of the second. Iverson.
All right, thank you very much, Sienna, and thank you, ES Chat, for sponsoring our free foul balls today. Here's the starting lineup for the visiting Walnut Creek Crawdads. Leading off will be number 27, Coleman Schmidt. He'll be followed by number 2.
Welcome, Crawdads fans, to beautiful San Luis Obispo, California. The Crawdads on the road for the third straight game down here in the South against the San Luis Obispo Blues. They played 2 against the Santa Barbara Foresters the last couple of days. Unfortunately for the Crawdads, they were swept. They only were able to score 2 runs in that 2-game set while conceding 15. So the Crawdads looking to get back in the win column here. 2-game losing streak they come in with. Kind of a opposite of what they had been dealing with over the past about week and a half, where at one point they had won 7 in a row, and up until a couple of days ago they were 9-1 in their last 10. So a very hot team that is cooling off a little bit, but they have a chance to get back on track today against the San Luis Obispo Blues. The first pitch scheduled right around 1 o'clock. It looks like it's going to be pushed back just a bit as they're now announcing the starting lineups. But the Crawdads come in with a record of 18-10 overall. This game, of course, is not a CCL in-division matchup, so it doesn't count for playoff standings. As far as the playoffs are concerned, the Crawdads are half a game back of the Healdsburg Prune Packers, but not able to gain any ground here on Healdsburg. And as well for the last place San Luis Obispo Blues in the Southern Division, they're not able to gain any ground and try to claw themselves back up the playoff standings. But the Blues come in 12-18 overall. They just won their last game yesterday against the Lincoln Potters. They were able to get a solo shot to go ahead in the bottom of the 8th. They won 4-3. So San Luis Obispo was able to snap a losing streak yesterday. The Crawdads are trying to do the same today. Going to have the starting lineups for you for both teams as soon as the national anthem is played here. It looks like the players are on the field and the anthem is about to get underway. We'll have that for you right here.
lineup for the Blues.
National anthem in the books. Alon to say here with you. I'll be on the play-by-play for all 9 innings this afternoon. Young Mr. Austin Oda is going to be getting some great video from the dugout. Look forward to that on the Crawdads Instagram page. He's got a few players mic'd up this afternoon, so that should be some good content. But the starting lineups today for both teams, the Crawdads are going to be up to bat first, as they are on the road. It's going to be Coleman Schmidt in center field batting first. The catcher today, first game catching this summer, is Ryan Ellis. So not at short, not at second, not at third. Ryan Ellis is at catcher. Ryan Duroff, the first baseman, batting third. Joey Donnelly, the designated hitter, batting fourth. Matt King, third baseman, batting fifth. Tyson Corio over at second, per usual, batting sixth. Jack Ben Shoshan in right, once again, batting seventh. Casey Cummings in left, batting eighth. And Jude Putz, the shortstop, batting ninth. On the bump for the Crawdads, it's going to be Fisher Johnson, who's 1-2 with a 4.58 ERA, 21 strikeouts, just 8 walks, 17 2/3 innings pitched. This will be his 5th start and 6th appearance overall. So that's the squad for Brant Cummings. On the other side for second-year manager Bob Miller of the San Luis Obispo Blues. At short, it's C.J. Maciel. He's leading off. The left fielder Garrett Brooks batting second. Aiden Anderson, the center fielder, batting third. Batting cleanup is Zachary Tolia. He's the first baseman. The designated hitter is Colin Villegas. He's batting fifth. Batting sixth is E.J. Kreutzmann, the right fielder. Tate Samuelson, a returner for San Luis Obispo, at third base, batting seventh. Chase Gallegos, the backstop for the Blues, is batting eighth. And rounding out their lineup is Connor McGuire, the second baseman. On the mound today for the San Luis Obispo Blues at home, it's Bryson Van Sickle, who comes in 2-0, one of the better pitchers on this Blues team. 3.41 ERA, 28 strikeouts to just 8 walks, 26 1/3 innings pitched, so over a strikeout per inning. This is his 8th start of the summer. Every appearance he has made previously has been a start, so that's been his role. He's been the Sunday guy here in San Luis Obispo. And Coleman Schmidt getting into the batter's box. And he's ready to see the first pitch from the lefty, Van Sickle. The first pitch here, Coleman checks at it, but it's called a strike. And the count 0-1. He did go around. First pitch at 1:04. Beautiful day here in San Luis Obispo, California, 74 degrees. Going to be some 16-mile-an-hour gust blowing towards the southeast as this pitch misses high and away. And the count 1-1 to Coleman Schmidt. Schmidt comes in hitting .362, 7 home runs, and 22 RBIs. But wasn't able to find much success yesterday against the Santa Barbara Foresters. He was able to get on base, though. He struck out, but a wild pitch ended up in the backstop as he foul tips this into the glove of Gallegos. And the count 1-2, but he was able to beat that out over to first. So he's still finding ways to get on, but the batting average has dipped. I mean, it was going to be pretty unsustainable to have it above 400 all summer. Oh, the 1-2 to Coleman, and he takes low here. Good eye by Schmidt, and the count even at 2-2. So it's Schmidt, Ellis, and Duroff, the first 3 for the Crawdads, who are trying to snap a 2-game losing streak. This team used to putting up a lot of runs, over 7 a game, but the bats have been quiet the last couple of days. 2-2 pitch to Schmidt, and he takes outside. That was in the lefty's batter's box, and now it's a full count to Coleman Schmidt, and he's done a good job of this lately. Even though he hasn't had the production with the bat, he has been able to get deeper into counts. So we'll see what Coleman does here with the payoff pitch. Here it is, and Schmidt able to fight it off foul. That'll land over near some of those easy up tents on the lawn. Sinsheimer Stadium, it's Sinsheimer Park. It's full capacity, about 2,200, probably about 800 here today. Might get a little more full as the day rolls on. But really just a perfect day for baseball here. 3-2 once again, and this misses in. Coleman Schmidt draws a walk, so that's a good thing to see out of Coleman. He gets on first now, and the Crawdads have a base runner to start things off here in the top of the first. And here comes Ryan Ellis, who's hitting .320 with 4 home runs, 14 driven in, and he's playing catcher today. Ryan Ellis has been talking to both Austin and myself about the fact that he's going to get more time catching coming up in his next collegiate year. Lefty against lefty, Ellis takes high, and the count 1-0. Ellis has been very hot over the past week, hitting .529, hottest hitter on the Crawdads team right now. And this pitch misses low and away, and the count 2-0. During that 7-day stretch, he's had a couple of doubles, a triple, a home run, 2 driven in. Been able to walk 3 times, only strike out twice. But 9 for 17 in the batter's box, so very good for Ryan Ellis. Ellis swings here and fouls this back. Ellis will take a step out of the batter's box. Gear up for another pitch from Van Sickle. Count 2-1. Van Sickle having a peek over to first. And he comes to the plate, and a swing and a miss there from Ellis, and the count 2-2. So Ellie went chasing there after a slider low and away. Now the count is even to the Crawdads catcher. Crawdads were in the game yesterday for quite a bit. They were able to tie things up as a pickoff move here from Van Sickle over to the first baseman, Tolia. But Schmidt back in safely. Top of the first, Ellis in the box, 2-2 count, nobody out, Schmidt on first. And this pitch is in there, beautiful breaking ball, and Ellis goes down looking. Oh, here comes Brian Duroff, the first baseman. He's hitting .330, 2 home runs, 19 RBIs. Although he's looking to pick things up in his last 6 games, just batting .154. And uncharacteristic of Duroff, he's only walked once to 4 strikeouts in that stretch. Another move over to first, and they're able to pick Schmidt off. Now Schmidt, 2 days ago, was gunned down trying to steal second, and here he's caught sleeping off of first. Very nice move from the lefty Van Sickle. There's 2 away. The defense for San Luis Obispo. It's Gallegos behind the plate, Tolia at first, McGuire at second, Samuelson at third. And the pitch here, this misses low, bounces up to the plate, and the count 1-0 at shortstop. It's Maciel. And in the outfield, Garrett Brooks in left, Aiden Anderson in center, and Kreutzmann over in right. The 1-0 pitch to Duroff. This misses away and actually gets away from the catcher Gallegos. That ball will have to be collected by Bat Boy, the ball boy right there. But the count 2-0 to Brian Duroff. His last 13 at-bats, he struck out 4 times, trying to stay ahead in the count here as he fouls this away in the count 2-1. Duroff was so locked in for about 14 days in a row. And this has kind of been a rough stretch for the Crawdads as of late. 2-1 pitch to Duroff, and he hits this on a line, and that'll end up in center field. A good job and a 2-1 count by Brian Duroff, and he's on base. Oh, here comes Joey Donnelly, who usually dons the number 10, but today he's wearing number 15. But it's still the same man in the box, the lefty Joey Donnelly, hitting .250, 4 home runs, 17 RBIs. Duroff just off of first. A lot of power for Donnelly, and he swings through a pitch there, and the count 0-1. Crawdads have seen some tough pitching the last couple of nights. Saw Proctor 2 straight days late in the games against the Santa Barbara Foresters. The 0-1 pitch to Donnelly, and he takes a ball high here in the count 1-1. 2 away here. Crawdads were able to get Coleman Schmidt on base. He was able to draw a walk but he was picked off. Ellis Cade. But Donnelly in there in a 1-1 count, and the pitch. Donnelly takes low and away. Trying to locate that slider there was Van Sickle, but it misses. Donnelly had some battles the last 2 nights with his teammate from Cal, Nick Proctor, on the mound for the Foresters. The 2-1 pitch. This misses away, and the count 3-1. So Donnelly, a very dangerous hitter, is in a hitter's count here, 3 balls and a strike. And he is one of these many Crawdads who over the past week is trying to get things back on track, just hitting 125. 3-1 pitch, and this misses low. Donnelly draws a walk. Oh, good job by Donnelly. That's the second walk that has been issued in the top of the first by Van Sickle. And for Donnelly, that's his 11th walk of the summer. Oh, here comes Matt King, as Duroff is now at second. Donnelly over at first. The righty King stepping in over at third today for Walnut Creek, manager Brant Cummings. A couple of runners on, and a lefty-righty matchup here for Matt King, and the first pitch is right around the knees, called for a strike. King steps out. King hitting .271 so far on the summer, 3 home runs, 11 RBIs. This pitch, he goes right after it, fouls it out of play down the right side. That'll end up somewhere past the beer tent over there. The count 0-2. Wonder if we'll get anything up here in the DVB Insurance broadcast booth on the road. There's a chance for a ball to come here. Got a few close ones last summer when we were down here. 0-2 pitch, and King swings and misses. So, able to navigate through some choppy waters there is Van Sickle. He does walk a couple and give up a hit to Duroff, but that pickoff and the K of Ellis and then the strikeout of Matt King, able to get him out of the top of the first. Crawdads not able to score. Game still scoreless. Coming up to bat will be the San Luis Obispo Blues. It'll be Maciel, Brooks, and Anderson. When we return, and we'll get our first look at Fisher Johnson, today's starter for the Crawdads. More Crawdads baseball when we return here on the Crawdads streaming network. Back here in San Luis Obispo, California, Sinsheimer Stadium at Sinsheimer Park. Fisher Johnson on the mound. Comes in 1-2, 4.58 ERA, 21 strikeouts, 8 walks, 17 2/3 innings pitched. This is his 5th start of the summer and his 6th appearance overall. And stepping in is CJ Maciel. Maciel leading off, the shortstop, batting just .222. No home runs, 8 RBIs. Oh, the righty Trojan on the mound, going to face the righty Maciel here, and the first pitch misses low and in, and the count 1-0. In Fisher's last start, Was able to pitch 5 1/3 innings, give up 2 earned runs, 3 overall, as this pitch comes in, and it is hit just past Matt King, who dives at third, but it ends up in left. Casey Cummings has it, up with it, throws back in. It's cut off by the shortstop Putz, and that's a leadoff double for C.J. Maciel. Well, both teams now have had a base runner, and both are in the hit column. But in that start, it was on July 3rd for Fisher Johnson against the Packers. That was a 4-3 victory for the Crawdads. Gave up those 2 earned runs. 3 total, 8 hits, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts, faced 22. He has been very good this summer. And you know you're doing something right when you're able to beat the Prune Packers. Here is Garrett Brooks batting .250, no home runs, 5 RBIs. And this pitch misses. Looking for the outside corner was Johnson with a breaking ball. Let the count 1-0. The 1-0 pitch from Johnson, and this is fouled away over the dugout of the Crawdads. That'll land up somewhere in the parking lot. The count 1-1. That double for Maciel, his first of the summer, according to the stat sheet here. And now time called. Johnson steps off, and the batter Brooks steps out. On deck, Aiden Anderson, the center fielder. Righty against lefty, the lefty bat of Brooks, in a 1-1 count. Looking back to second is Johnson, double take, now will fire, and this is hit right back at Fisher Johnson. He tries to look the runner off at second, but ends up just having to settle for the out at first. So the Crawdads do get one, but already in scoring position with C.J. Maciel, and now he moves even closer up to third. So there's one away, but the Blues have a man in scoring position on third base, and here comes Aiden Anderson, who's hitting .268, 2 home runs, 11 RBIs. So productive ground ball out there for Garrett Brooks. Saw a similar scenario about a week ago where Gabe Tanner had a ball right back at him, and then he tried to catch the lead runner in a rundown between second and third, and Crawdads ended up throwing that ball away. So it was good to see Fisher Johnson initially look over at Maciel, and then Maciel that is, and then figure I just got to go to first base with this thing and get the sure out. So righty against righty, Anderson takes. There's a good breaking ball, but it just misses a little bit outside, and the count 1-0. This pitch in there, and the count 1-1. Ballpark still filling up here. Almost all of the seats full. Still a few gaps, so if you're in the San Luis Obispo area, get on down here. The 1-1 pitch from Johnson, and runs a fastball by Anderson, about letter high. Anderson could not catch up, and the count 1-2. Now Johnson at here, Maciel over at third. The 1-2 pitch, and misses high and away. Here does Johnson, and the count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now Sinsheimer Stadium, this is where the CCL playoffs are going to be this summer. Crawdads want to get here as this ball gets away from the catcher, Ellis, and he's able to finally get to it and make sure that Maciel is not able to advance from third. That was a pitch that was offline, but a good job able to get to it by Ellis, who is catching in his first game this summer for the Crawdads. Ellis behind the plate, Daroff over at first, Corio at second, King at third, Jude Putz at short, Casey Cummings in left, Coleman Schmidt in center, and Jack Ben Shoshan in right. That's the defense for the Dads. 3-2 to Anderson. Here it is, and he hits this hard on the ground right to King, who's going to come home with it. Now they have Maciel caught a rundown between home and third. Back to King. King's going to flip to the covering pitcher Johnson, and Johnson able to tag the runner. They're going to get two. He flips back over to third, and Anderson is out. What a way to get out of the inning for the Crawdads. And hold on here. It looks like Anderson might be a little shaken up as he's taken a long time getting up off the dirt. Maybe had the wind knocked out of him when he tried sliding in, but it's an inning-ending double play for the Dads. What a sequence there. So really nice play from King to come home with it. And then Ellis and Johnson and Putz able to do the rest there. It is still scoreless. It looked promising for the Blues, and it looks like Anderson is okay. Want to make sure he's all right. He's walking back. He's getting a nice round of applause. Just going to shake himself off, but it is still scoreless here after a wonderful defensive sequence by the Crawdads. Top of the second. Dads will be back up to bat when we return. It's going to be 6, 7, and 8. Corio, Ben Shoshan, and Casey Cummings here on the Crawdads Streaming Network. Back here in San Luis Obispo, Tyson Corio up to the plate, takes a strike there, count 0-1. Still scoreless here in the top of the second. Alon Desai with you here in the DVB Insurance broadcast booth up on top of the hill here at Sinsheimer Stadium. Count 0-1 to Corio, the pitch, and he takes here outside, so things evening up. 1-1, a ball and a strike. Corio hitting .227, a home run, 8 RBIs. 1-1 pitch to Corio. He gets under this, hits this very high into short center. Coming in is the center fielder Anderson, who has it for the first out. Good pitch to hit there for Tyson, just not able to square it up. And a fly ball out. Oh, here's Jack Ben Shoshan, the number 7 hitter in the lineup. Hitting .264, a home run, 7 driven in for Mr. Ben Shoshan, who is fully healthy now. Can definitely say that. And the lefty Van Sickle fires in a strike on the outside corner. Ben Shoshan, very good in these lefty-righty matchups. 0-1 pitch to Jack, and this runs in on him. He has to kind of lean out of the way, and the count a ball and a strike with 1 out here. One pitch here to Jack Ben Shoshan, and a good pitch there. Nice pitch. Right on that outside corner once again from Van Sickle. If Van Sickle's going to go there to righties, and these right-handed bats for the Crawdads got to think about holding back and taking the ball to the opposite field. The 1-2 pitch to Jack, and he takes outside, and he is frozen on a nice breaking ball there from Van Sickle. And Ben Shoshan strikes out looking. That is already the 3rd strikeout for Bryson Van Sickle. Oh, he's up at 31 now for the summer. And here's Casey Cummings. Cummings swings and misses at a good fastball around the knees. Count 0-1. Cummings hitting 200. Still has yet to go yard, but does have 3 RBIs. He's in left today. The 0-1 pitch, and Cummings takes here. This is perhaps a bit outside. The count even at 1-1. 1-1 pitch to Cummings, and he's able to fight this off, and it lands right on top of the broadcast booth here. And the count 1-2.
Thanks to ES Chat for sponsoring our free foul balls today.
Van Sickle has his sign from Gallegos. Deals, and Cummings takes, and he strikes out looking. So back-to-back punch-outs, backwards Ks for Van Sickle there, and the Crawdads go down 1-2-3. After an inning and a half, it is still 0-0. Johnson quickly now back on the mound. And the San Luis Obispo Blues back up to bat. It's going to be Tolia, Villegas, and Kreutzmann. 4, 5, and 6, heart of the order for the Blues when we return here on the Crawdads streaming network. Bottom of the second here in San Luis Obispo, the Crawdads and the Blues. Still scoreless. Some other games going around the CCL right now. Healdsburg and Solano scheduled for a doubleheader today, and they just finished the first game of that doubleheader, and Solano won 1-0. Not often you see a 1-0 win in the CCL. The pitch from Johnson, and this hits the zone. Able to flip in a nice slider there was Johnson. It's Zachary Tolia, Colin Villegas, and E.J. Kreutzmann. A 1 pitch here, and this misses low and away, and the count 1-1. Tolia, one of the most powerful bats in this lineup, hitting .257 but 4 home runs and 20 RBIs. He's a slugger, righty against righty. The 1-1 pitch, and a big swing and a miss there. Tolia going for the fences. And the count 1-2. On deck, Colin Villegas. Looking for the strikeout here is Fisher Johnson. The 1-2 pitch, and this is a ground ball over to Putz at short. He picks it and throws over to first, forces the first baseman Duroff to stretch, and he was off the bag, and possibly beating it out either way was Talia, but I think if that throws on line, Talia's going to be out, so we'll see how that is scored. And they're going to say that's a hit for Talia, so he has his first hit of the ball game. Duroff was pulled away from the bag. He made a really good stretch there to make sure that ball didn't get past him. But here is Colin Villegas with a runner on, hitting .189, a home run and 2 RBIs. And the first pitch to the righty, Villegas, is popped up high into shallow center, and coming in to try to slide and get it is Coleman Schmidt, who makes the catch and throws back in. Having to retreat back to first as Zachary Talia, as Colin Villegas. Little looper there. Coleman Schmidt took a perfect path to and was able to go into a slide to make a nice catch. Coleman Schmidt has been so good all summer for the Crawdads in center. He's definitely on that short list to make the All-Star game down in Compton, California at the MLB Urban Youth Academy on July 20th. And stepping in now is E.J. Kreutzmann. Kreutzmann hitting .275, a home run, 7 RBIs. He's in right field today for the Blues. The first pitch to the lefty, Kreutzmann, misses in and low, and the count 1-0. Arroyo Seco playing Caneo right now. The Caneo Oaks, who are hosting that game. It's 0-0 in the top of the second. OC Riptide in the top of the second, still scoreless against the Academy Barons in Compton. The 1-0 pitch, and this misses away. The count 2-0. Lincoln Potters are getting ready to get down to first pitch against the Santa Barbara Foresters down in Santa Barbara. Lincoln also down south, playing the same teams that the Crawdads have. Although they played the San Luis Obispo Blues twice, and now the Foresters just once on Sunday. So kind of the reverse. The 2-0 pitch, and this is hit hard. Through the hole on the right side, not able to get it was Corio. It ends up in right field, but the ball's back in, so runners on first and second. Kreutzmann able to get on base. He's over at first. Talia advances to second. There's just one away, and here's Tate Samuelson. Chase Gallegos, the number 8 hitter. Number 7, Tate Samuelson, who is not having his best summer. He's a returner for the Blues. Hitting .095, no home runs and RBI. First pitch here to Samuelson, misses low and away. And if you're Fisher Johnson, you just got to go right after Tate Samuelson, who's very familiar with things here in San Luis Obispo. Where's the number 3? And this is his 3rd summer. 1-0 pitch, and this misses low, and the count 2-0. Crawdads wore the Reds yesterday. They're wearing the dark grays on top today with the gray pants. Red lettering, San Luis Obispo, in their home whites with the blue lettering and numbers. 2-0 pitch, and this bounces up to Ellis. Does a good job of blocking it. But the count 3-0, and Fisher Johnson behind here. Going to have to dig deep and try to fire a strike to Tate Samuelson, who's batting below 100. If he does walk him, Chase Gallegos, the catcher, who's on deck, will come to the plate with the bases loaded. Now there's 2 on. Runners at first and second, 1 away. 3-0 pitch from Johnson to Samuelson. And here it is. And this misses high, and that's a 4-pitch walk of Tate Samuelson. The bases are now loaded for the Blues. Still no score, but that could change here. A little bit of defensive wizardry was needed back in the bottom of the first for the Crawdads to keep the Blues off the board. They might need some more here, see what they can conjure up. The nightcap this evening in the CCL, it's going to be the Sonoma Stoppers hosting the West Coast Kings. That'll be at 7:05, so a rare night game on a Sunday. Those 7 games total on the docket today. And here's Chase Gallegos, who is hitting .254, 9 RBIs. No big flies. First pitch misses low and away. It's picked by Ellis, and the count 1-0. So that is now 5 straight balls fired by Fisher Johnson, who coming into this game had only walked 8. 1-0 pitch, and this misses low. Looking for slider there was Johnson, but not able to locate it. And the count 2-0. That's 6 straight pitches out of the zone. Johnson needs a fire strike, has his sign from Ellis. He fires, and that hits the zone. There's that good fastball on the outer corner from Fisher Johnson. The count 2-1. Way to get yourself on the board there, Fisher. Still behind in the count. It is 2-1. Bases are occupied. Just one away. The 2-1 pitch, looking for that same spot, and he gets the call from the home plate umpire, does Johnson, and the count 2-2. So able to be authoritative with a couple of fastballs. On the outside black is Johnson. And the count even. Infield playing for the double play. Schmidt in center, shaded slightly to his right, to our left. And this pitch is hit deep into left. Cummings going to have it. Is he going to throw to the plate? And no, it's going to be cut off by the shortstop Putz. And that is the first run of the ball game. So sac, fly, RBI there for Gallegos. He now has his 10th RBI of the summer. It is a 1-0 lead for the San Luis Obispo Blues, but there are 2 away here in the bottom of the second. Coming around to score was Zachary Talia, who got things started this half inning with a hit. And Villegas flew out to center. Then there was a single from Kreutzmann and the walk of Tate Samuelson. Gallegos does his job, able to score the runner from third. And here's Connor McGuire hitting 184, no home runs and 3 RBIs. First pitch to McGuire, and he pokes at this, and it'll end up foul. About 30 feet away from the dugout of the home team Blues, and in that really nice lawn area that they have here at Sinsheimer Stadium, where if there's not a seat available, you can bring your own seat or a blanket, have a nice little picnic, watch a ball game. Got some good barbecue here, do they? The 0-1 pitch, there's a slider, and that looked good, but not getting the call there is Johnson. The count 1-1. Johnson may be missing a little bit outside with that, but from our vantage point, that looked just about darn near perfect. So the count even. Johnson going to have to deal with it. Maybe get back to that fastball here. This pitch misses way outside. Another slider there, but not on target. Ellis has looked comfortable behind the plate. This is his first game catching for the Crawdads this summer. But he was a catcher in high school. Recruited as a catcher into college. Puts the signs down. Johnson sets and fires, and this is a fastball and misses high and in. Having to lean out of the way was McGuire, the number 9 hitter. Johnson wants to get out of this, just giving up the 1 run and making sure that the lineup card doesn't turn over. There's 2 away. Kreutzmann over at second. Samuelson on first. 3 balls and a strike. Johnson looking in. Likes the sign. Sets at the belt. Looks back to second. And the 3-1 and an off-speed pitch that misses up. Looked like if that would have been a couple of inches down, perhaps an inch or 2 down, it would have been called a strike, but that's a walk. The second issued here by Fisher Johnson this half inning. He now has issued 10 walks this summer, and the bases are once again loaded. Kreutzmann moves up to third. Samuelson advances a station over to second, and McGuire now at first. And here's C.J. Maciel, who had a double in the bottom of the first. So he's 1 for 1. Got a chance to do more damage here. Crawdads trail by 1. It is 1-0 Blues. Pitch here from Johnson, looking for the inside corner, misses, and the count 1-0. One-0 pitch from Johnson, and this misses high, and the count 2-0. Johnson so far through 1 2/3 innings has thrown 40 pitches, 21 strikes to 19 balls. Two 2-0 pitch from Johnson, and he's able to find the zone there with a good fastball inside on Maciel. I count 2-1. Bases loaded, but the Crawdads just need 1 out. The 2-1 pitch, and this is hit down the right field line, but that ends up in the brush past the bullpen and stretching area of the Blues, and the count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, Johnson, who has been so prolific this summer as a strikeout pitcher for the Crawdads, is averaging over a strikeout an inning. Has an opportunity to get one here, see if he busts out that nasty slider and if he's able to locate it. 2-2 pitch to Maciel, and looking for that outside portion of the plate and fought off. Good job by Maciel to stay alive. Ball lands exactly in the same spot that the previous foul ball did. And the count stays 2-2. Sixth pitch of the at-bat upcoming from Fisher Johnson. Here it is. Maciel swings, hits this softly on the ground, takes a couple of hops over to Putz. He fires the first in time for out number 3. So the Crawdads do give up a run, but it could have been a lot worse. A couple of times the Blues had the bases loaded. They leave 3 stranded out there on the base paths. And for the Crawdads, they got to be feeling good about themselves. Able to get through a real jam there and only concede the 1 run. They do trail. It is 1-0 Blues. Top of the 3rd. Dads will be back up to bat when we return here. It's going to be 9-1-2. Jude Putz, who just made the put out there. Coleman Schmidt, and then Ryan Ellis for the Crawdads here on the Crawdads Streaming Network. Top of the 3rd inning, Jude Putz up to bat. There is a correction to make, and it does regard Jude Putz. And the first pitch misses low and in here to Jude, and the count 1-0. So to lead off the 2nd inning, Zach Talia hit a ball over to Putz, and Putz threw wide of first base. Initially, they ruled it a hit. Now up there on the scoreboard, it is an error. So Putz has committed his 10th error of the season as he's able to knock one through the 3-4 hole here into the outfield for a leadoff single. So good for Putz, able to make up for that error there almost immediately. Now Putz has his first hit of the day. He is 1 for 1. And here comes Coleman Schmidt. Schmidt reached leading off on a walk, but then was picked off of first base. A slick move made there by Van Sickle. And the pitch from Van Sickle misses away, and a good eye being shown there by Coleman Schmidt. I think that's one of the things that has really come along for him this summer. He's been able to lay off some of these bad pitches outside. I mean, you know he can hit. He can put the bat on the ball. That's why he was hitting above 400 for a ridiculous amount of time. Another pickoff there. And you know, Van Sickle's got a very good move. He doesn't have a whole lot of wind into it. He just looks over and immediately throws. It's all arm. He's able to get that ball over there in a hurry, but Putz was back in safely. But Coleman Schmidt has done such a good job of laying off bad pitches recently, even if the results haven't been there. The 1-0 pitch to Schmidt takes here, and that's a strike all the way on the outer half. Count even, a ball and a strike. So far, Van Sickle has thrown 29 strikes to just 17 balls, so he's on the right track there. 1-1 pitch, and Schmidt late on this. Got caught in between whether that was going to be a fastball or breaking ball, was off speed, and Schmidt swung a bit late. Not often you see Schmidt late on the soft stuff, and the count 1-2. Putz has his lead off of first. And a pickoff move there. And it gets by the first baseman, Talia. And Putz is going to have second. That ball ends up all the way in foul territory in right field. And now Putz is all the way to third. Well, it took a while to track that down for the Blues. And now Putz in scoring position. Schmidt in a 1-2 count here, but there's nobody out. And the Crawdads, who are down 1-0, have a chance to tie things up here depending on what Coleman Schmidt does. On deck is Ryan Ellis, who's 0 for 1, but has been the best hitter on the Crawdads the past week. Pitch here to Coleman Schmidt. He tries to elevate this. He does. It's in foul territory down the right field line, and not able to track it down is Talia. He thought that was going to end up a little closer to the bullpen of the Blues than it did, and it kind of hooked back inside. And you can thank that southeast wind that's coming in at about 15, 16 miles an hour for that, as when it was up there in the air, it just was gently nudged into the opposite direction that Talia was running, and Schmidt going to see another pitch because of it. Count even, 2 balls. Couple of strikes, and the pitch to Schmidt, and Schmidt swings and misses on a good pitch. Maybe an inch off the outside black. Trying to go to the opposite field there was Coleman Schmidt, comes up empty. He's now officially 0 for 1 today, but Putz still over at third, and Ryan Ellis, the lefty bat, he definitely knows how to drive them in. He's got 14 RBIs this summer and 4 home runs. 1 away. First pitch to Ellis, and a good slider. Ends up on the outside portion of home plate. Count 0-1. Ellis was punched out staring at a pitch in his first at-bat. The 0-1 pitch to Ellis, and this is right down the pipe, and that's one that Ellie figure usually pulls the trigger on, and now he's down 0-2. Crawdads getting a gift on the error from the pitcher Van Sickle on a pickoff move over at first. Putz able to get all the way to third, but the 0-2 pitch now to Ellis, and did he go around? And the appeal down to the third base umpire. Third base umpire says he didn't. The count 1-2. Putz off of third. Infield is in. And now a ball rolls into the infield. The second baseman, McGuire, picks it up and throws it back over. Each team with an error now. Van Sickle taking ownership of the one committed by the Blues. 1-2 pitch to Ryan Ellis. Ellis able just to foul this away. Half-hearted swing there. Don't think he wanted to go after that pitch, but he was committed. Was just able to tap that into the backstop, and the count stays a ball and 2 strikes with just 1 out. Jude Putz just waiting for something to be put in play here so he can make a decision as to whether he can go home or not. John Jensen, the third base coach today for the Crawdads. Brant Cummings over in the first base box. The 1-2 pitch to Ellis, a hard grounder there. Took a wicked hop, but ends up foul down the first base line. If that stays fair, that probably gets past Talia because of how far in he's playing. So the count stays 1-2. Now taking some time here is Van Sickle. Take a few moments to recollect himself. Big exhale out there on the mound. getting close to 60 pitches here. The 1-2 to Ellis, and this misses just a little bit low. Waiting for that strike call was Van Sickle. He did not get it, and the count even 2-2. Trying to go outside there to the lefty Ellis. Seventh pitch of the at-bat. Ellis putting up a good fight here. 2-2 pitch to Ellis, and he goes right after it, hits this high and hard to right field, and that's going to be caught by the right fielder, Kreutzmann, but it is deep enough to score putts. Kreutzmann was in a full gallop there, able to make an over-the-shoulder catch. Really nice catch by Kreutzmann out there and right, but Putz able to come around and score. Ellis does his job, collects his 15th RBI of the summer, and here's Brian DeRoff. This game is tied 1-1 here in the top of the third with 2 away.
Number 18, Brian DeRoff.
DeRoff is 1 for 1 so far. Had a single in the first, and he goes after a good breaking ball there from Van Sickle that ended up low, and DeRoff could not lay off. A count 0-1. Van Sickle has now thrown 60 pitches, 40 strikes, 20 balls. 0-1 pitch from Van Sickle, and this is a weak little tapper down the first base line, having to go down and grab it as Van Sickle, and he tosses on to first. Round number 3, but the Crawdads are able to tie it up thanks to Ryan Ellis' sacrifice fly, RBI to right field. Able to drive in Jude Putz, who reached third on the throwing error from the pitcher, Van Sickle, over to first base, trying to pick Putz off. Bottom of the third coming up. It's all tied, 1-1. More Fisher Johnson on the mound for the Crawdads. And for the Blues, it's going to be 2, 3, and 4. Brooks, Anderson, Talia, here on the Crawdads Streaming Network. Bottom of the third inning. Even here. Crawdads able to tie it at 1. Last half inning. Putz coming around to score. Ellis able to drive him in. Here's Garrett Brooks. It's 2, 3, and 4 for the Blues. First pitch to the lefty. Brooks misses high and away, and the count 1-0. Brooks 0 for 1 so far today. Grounded out 1-3. That was that play where Johnson had to look back to second at Mascio. Mascio was able to make it to third, and this pitch is flared out to left field. Making the run on it is Cummings, but that lands just foul and just out of Casey Cummings' reach. So the count 1-1. That's a long run for Casey. Rome not playing today, getting the day off. Casey Cummings is definitely up to the task. A very athletic outfielder in his own right. That's good to see Casey out there. Nokovar is Tears today as well. Ben Shoshan in right. A ball and a strike here to the leadoff hitter in the bottom of the third, Garrett Brooks. And Brooks swings at this, hits this on the ground over to DeRoff, but DeRoff picks it in foul territory. The count 1-2. 1-2 pitch, and this misses low on the count. 2-2. Looking for that slider there was Johnson. Fisher Johnson has been able to pitch at least 4 innings in his last 2 appearances. Been slowly ramping up. See how deep he can go today. 2-2 pitches, misses high, and the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes here to Brooks. On June 26 against the Riptide, he was able to get the win, pitched 4 innings, gave up 3 runs, all earned. 5 hits, 4 walks, 5 strikeouts. 3-2 pitch, and this is hit right back up the box. That's a leadoff single for Brooks. Brooks now 1 for 2. So similar start for the San Luis Obispo Blues in this half inning that the Crawdads had in the top of the third. The top of the third where the Crawdads were able to score the tying run. It is 1-1. Brooks on first now, and here comes Aiden Anderson, who hit into a wild double play back in the first. A double play that was much needed by the Crawdads, able to get them out of the top half of that inning. So he's 0 for 1. And the pitch here, there's a slider that misses, perhaps a bit high. Count 1-0. Brooks has a small lead. The pitch here, and that's a strike, firing a nice fastball there on the outside black. Here's Fisher Johnson, and you can hear that the fans do not like that call. Count 1-1. Great crowd here today in San Luis Obispo. 1-1 pitch, and this misses low in the dirt. The count 2-1. Just a great day for baseball. Not a cloud in the sky. You got the foothills and the mountains in the background of the ballpark. Nice trees encircling this stadium. And a pickoff move here from Johnson, but always love coming to San Luis Obispo. It's such a good setup, and it's just a wonderful place to watch some summer baseball. I'm really spoiled to have the Crawdads been able to go down to Santa Barbara a couple days, and now San Luis Obispo as the 2-1 misses high. A really nice road trip for a lot of these fellas who aren't from California. Coleman Schmitz from Reno, Nevada. He doesn't get to see a lot of water. Tennessee, you got rivers, but no oceans. 3-1 pitch, and this is hammered into left. Casey Cummings going back, and that ball is gone. It is now 3-1 Blues. A line drive home run for Aiden Anderson, his 3rd of the summer, gives the Blues the lead. It is a 2-run ball game, 3-1 now. The Blues back in front. Here comes Zachary Talia. Fisher Johnson will have to rebound here. Ryan Ellis trots out to the mound to go talk to his starter. You could tell when that ball left the bat that it had a good chance of getting out here. 335 down the lines, 395 to center, 335 to left, and 320 to right. So not completely symmetrical here. That ball would have been out in most ballparks in the CCL. First pitch here, and Johnson pumps a fastball by the swinging Talia. The count 0-1, so a good comeback pitch there for Johnson. And really, that's what I think he's got to get to more is the fastball. He's got a very good one. The 0-1 pitch, and fires another fastball there. Trying to frame it was Ellis, but doesn't get the call. And the count 1-1. Outside to the righty Talia. Righty against righty, but the fastball's been so effective. He can use it outside and inside and then work the slider off of it. And there is the slider, and this is hit hard, but foul down the left field line. And the count 1-2. But everything, and not just for Fisher Johnson, just about every pitcher, everything works off of the fastball. Unless you're a knuckleballer and that's your primary pitch, then everything works off the knuckleball and that's all you throw. The 1-2 pitch from Johnson, and looking to get a low strike there, but it's bounced up to the plate. Ellis able to get on top of it, count 2-2. So Johnson has been taken deep this half inning, the 2-2 pitch, and he misses high here with a fastball, and the count runs full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, still no outs. In the bottom of the third. The payoff pitch, and this is hit foul. That'll land in the bullpen of the Blues. Count stays full. The most runs that Johnson has conceded in a game, earned runs that is 3. The most total runs was 4. That was on June 17th against the Packers. Only 2 of those were earned. Three-two once again, and this misses low, and Johnson walks. Talia. Talia has now been on base twice. He's still 0 for 1. The first time he reached was on a throwing error from Jude Putz.
But first, a word from our sponsors. They include Ultrex Business Products.
Fisher Johnson has now issued 3 walks. And Jack Delmar is coming out to talk to Fisher Johnson, trying to settle down the young man from the University of Southern California. Ryan Ellis also getting in on the convo. Coming up to the plate will be Colin Villegas. Villegas 0 for 1. Had a little looping fly ball that kind of died out there in shallow center. Coleman Schmidt was able to go into a slide and make a wonderful catch for the out. So he's 0 for 1. But the Blues with a 2-run lead here, nobody out. Talia on first after being walked. And the pitch here, and this bounces. It's a fastball that spiked, bounces up to Ellis. Ellis does a good job of picking it, make sure it doesn't get away from him. Talia has to stay put at first. And Ellis looks very good behind home plate. The 1-0 pitch, and this is hit hard and high and deep to left, and that is gone. The second 2-run homer in the bottom of the third for the Blues. It is now 5-1 San Luis Obispo. Johnson getting lit up here in the bottom half of this inning, giving up a couple of big flies. And the Blues have put up a 4 spot so far, still nobody out. So if you're manager Brant Cummings, you hate to get someone warmed up so early here, especially coming into the bottom of the third with the game tied 1-1. But now manager Brant Cummings is going to have to take that long walk out to the mound. And it looks like we may get a pitching change here as Jack Delmar has already come out to visit. And indeed, there will be a pitching change, unless the umpires lose track of the amount of times that the Crawdads have visited the mound. And, yep, manager Brant Cummings takes the ball from Johnson. There's going to be a new man on the mound for the Crawdads. When we return, we'll update you on who it is. It is 5-1 Blues, still the bottom of the third and nobody out. More baseball on the Crawdads streaming network. Welcome back here to San Luis Obispo, California. On to say with you, bottom of the third. Crawdads down by 4. It's 5-1. The Blues have put up 4 runs on a couple of 2-run homers. That last 2-run shot by Colin Villegas was his second home run of the summer. He now has 4 RBIs as well. The first one was hit by Aiden Anderson for his 3rd home run. Well, Fisher Johnson's day is done, already having to go to the bullpen here early. Manager Brant Cummings, and the new pitcher is the righty Ben Lake from UC Berkeley. He comes in, no wins, no losses, with a 7.71 ERA. 1 game so far for the Crawdads. This is his 2nd appearance. Pitched 2 1/3 innings, 2 strikeouts, 3 walks, 3 hits given up. But he pitched in a couple of games for the Arroyo Seco Saints as well before he got to Walnut Creek. So his total line, this will be his 4th appearance. And the ERA is a little bit better at 6.23. In totality, he's thrown 4 1/3 innings pitched. Not often you see a guy come from one CCL team and go to another, especially when they're not even in the same division. So it is 5-1. Ben Lake on the mound. And the first pitch to the lefty Kreutzmann misses outside, and the count 1-0. The last appearance for Ben Lake was on July 4th against the Potters. That was that demolition that the Potters put on. It was 12-3. Lincoln, they are undefeated. Very tough to beat at home on Independence Day. The 1-0 pitch, and this hits the zone. And the count 1-1. Lake was able to go 2 1/3 innings, but did give up 2 earned runs, 3 hits, walked 3, struck out 2, faced 11. Lake taking a long time here. Now he sets. And the 1-1 pitch to Kreutzmann, and Kreutzmann swings through this. And the count 1-2. Good pitch there from Lake out of the bullpen. Trying to get an out here against the first man he faces, E.J. Kreutzmann. Letting the arm hang now is Lake. And the 1-2. Swung on and missed. That's a strikeout for Ben Lake out of the pen. Oh, Kreutzmann goes down swinging. He's now 1 for 2. The final line on Fisher Johnson. Just could not locate that slider the way he wanted to today. Thought the fastball looked good at times, but the home run ball really bit him in this half inning. He was only able to go 2 innings, gave up 5 hits, 4 earned runs, 5 runs total as this pitch high and in to Tate Samuelson. Walked 3, struck out none, faced 14. So that's the final line on today's starter for the Crawdads. And Ben Lake on the mound here. The count 1-0 to Tate Samuelson. Drops in a strike there, does Ben Lake, and the count even at 1-1. One pitch from Lake, and this is fought off foul. Ends up in front of the dugout of the Crawdads. John Jensen, third base coach, when the Dads are at bat, was able to pick it up. Just having a nice front row seat there with Ryan Lovato, and this pitch misses high and in. A chin check there from Ben Lake, and he taps the chest. He said, "That was on me." He apologized. He did not mean to do that. The count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes with 1 away here in the bottom of the third, and the Blues enjoying a 4-run lead. It is 5-1. 2-2 pitch, and this is hit very high, but foul down the left field line. It's a bit under and a bit out in front there was Tate Samuelson, who was looking to get in on the act and maybe get his first home run of the summer. The count stays even at 2-2. Here it is. This misses in. And the count runs full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. So far, Dads have surrendered 3 hits, 2 of them home runs, have walked 1. Ben Lake was able to come in and get a strikeout of Kreutzmann. The payoff pitch, this misses low and away, and that's a walk. That's the second walk in the bottom of the third that the Blues have drawn. They have a base runner on now once again. It's Tate Samuelson now at first. He's walked twice now, and here's Chase Gallegos. That's a strike. Good pitch from Lake. Gallegos did not play this past season for the UNLV Rebels. 0-1 pitch, and this misses away. Good block there by Ellis. Count 1-1. But hometown, Las Vegas, Nevada, from Liberty High School. Gallegos has a bright future over there for the Hustlin' Rebels and manager Stan Stolte. And this pitch, trying to drop in a breaking ball there, was Lake. Started in and trying to get it to curl just over the inner half of the plate. Wasn't able to manipulate the ball in that fashion, and the count 2 balls and a strike. A runner just off of first. That is Tate Samuelson. So far, Gallegos is 0 for 1. But he did have a sac fly. Another pitch misses, and the count 3 balls and a strike. (3-1) pitch, and this misses low. That's back-to-back walks now from Ben Lake. Oh, he started off well coming out of the pen, immediately striking out E.J. Kreutzmann, but then walking Samuelson, who's now at second, and Gallegos, who's at first at this juncture. And here's Connor McGuire, the number 9 hitter, just one away. The Blues have a chance to bat around. This is the 8th man that they've sent up to the plate here. McGuire's still hitless, but he did walk, and the first pitch misses away, and the count 1-0. Lake has to be happy that Ellis has been able to keep the ball in front of him. That one down in the dirt and away. Couple of runners on, one in scoring position. And the 1-0 pitch, and this misses low and away. That same spot, back pick attempt from Ryan Ellis over to first to Roth. Playing just a bit off the bag there. Almost caught. Gallegos out of position. Tag not in time, but a nice thought there from Ryan Ellis. The count 2-0. A little bit of a delay there as well from Ellis. 2-0 pitch, and that's a strike into the mitt of Ellis. No swing, and the count 2-1. But Ellis, he picked that ball up and kind of acted as if he was just going to send it right back to the pitcher, Lake, and instead he quickly threw a strike over to the first baseman, DeRoth. Samuelson lead off of second, Gallegos off of first. 2-1 pitch. And this bounces over to Ellis, another back pick attempt, and just nearly getting Gallegos, but giving him to think something to think about as he had to slide back in. So he's exerting some energy over there. Ellis has a very good arm. We've seen it displayed frequently at shortstop. Putts at short today. 3-1 pitch, and that swung on and missed. A good fastball high, just above the belt. And the count runs full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Lake started off this appearance with a strikeout. He's going to have to make a payoff pitch with a couple of runners on and one away here in the bottom of the third. It's 5-1 Blues. Crawdads trying to snap a 2-game losing streak this afternoon. The payoff pitch, and this misses low. That is 3 straight walks now for Ben Lake after striking out Kreutzmann. He walks Samuelson, Gallegos, and now McGuire, who has a couple of walks that he's been able to draw this afternoon. And here comes C.J. Maciel. Bases are loaded. Nowhere to put Maciel, who's 1 for 2 with a double. Back in the first. Ben Lake gonna have to dig down, fire some strikes here. Try to keep the Crawdads in this thing early. This pitch bounces away from Ellis. It was a fastball that was spiked. And the wild pitch gives a run to the Blues as Samuelson able to score, and it is now 6-1 San Luis Obispo. Wheels coming off for the Crawdads this half inning. Crawdads had things tied up 1-1 after the top of the third, and 5 runs have come across the score now. This pitch is swung on and missed. The count 1-1. Foul tipped, actually, into the glove of Ellis. That was a hard fastball that bounced right off the dirt. Ellis was not able to block it. Wild pitch all the way. And a 1-1 pitch upcoming to Maciel. Runners on second and third. Here it is. Maciel makes a bid at it, but hits it foul out of play. Cavalcade of kids running after it. Someone's going to come out with that ball. Might be a street fight out there. I kid. Last year, though, there was a foul ball where I saw 1-2 pitch here, and that's a breaking ball that misses high. Count even at 2-2, but a group of about 11 kids going after a foul ball, and a 37-year-old grown man got it instead. And he kind of gloated about it. 2-2 pitch from Lake, and this misses, and able to block it is Ellis. Doesn't get too far away from him. And now the count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes here to CJ Maciel. Crawdads just looking for a way to get out of this inning. The infield is in. The outfield also playing pretty shallow. Just 1 away. The payoff pitch. And Maciel hits this on the ground. Over to the shortstop, puts. His glove comes off his hand as he tries to catch it. That'll be an E6. He was already thinking about delivering the ball home, and another run scores. That's the second error this afternoon by the Crawdads. And Putz knows it. He's just shaking his head out there, and it is now 7-1. Maciel ends up over at first because that was ball 4. There are now runners on the corners. After Gallegos able to come around and score, McGuire all the way to third now. It's a 6-run ball game here. Pitch misses low. Back pick here, and now they have the runner caught in a run. No, they do not. Wow. So Duroff got the ball, was looking to make the tag over at first, and Maciel just took off all the way for second, and no throw could be made by Duroff. And now 2 runners in scoring position once again for the San Luis Obispo Blues. This half inning has been a nightmarish one for the Walnut Creek Crawdads. And other than yesterday, where they played a very competitive game, this is very similar to the first game against the Foresters, as this ball is hit high into shallow left field. That's going to drop. Cummings picks it up off a hop. He fires over to third, and Matt King does not receive the ball on time. Another run scores. That's an RBI single for Garrett Brooks. It is now 8-1. Brooks now with a couple of hits this half inning. Crawdads down by 7 after being tied 1-1 heading into the bottom of the third. McGuire comes around to score. Maciel all the way to third now. And here comes pitching coach Jack Delmar out here to talk to Ben Lake. And there is some stirring in the bullpen. There is a righty getting warm. Not sure who it is. Trying to get you a number on him. but trying to get warm fast is one of the relievers for the Crawdads.
Nice meeting you. See you again. Good luck to your son.
7 runs have scored here for the Blues. And here's Aiden Anderson up at the plate. There's a good fastball from Ben Lake. The count 0-1, able to fire a low strike on the outside portion of the plate. Runners on the corners. Aiden Anderson has already gone deep in the bottom of the third, a 2-run homer. Trying to do the same there. Swinging out of his shoes was Anderson. He's down 0-2 as he comes up empty on a pitch right around the belt. Oh, 0-2 pitch from Lake. This is going to be hit into right center. That's going to get down in between Ben Shoshan and Schmidt. Another run will score. That's an RBI single for Aiden Anderson, his 3rd RBI of the day. As Maciel comes around to score, Brooks advances over to second. And Aiden Anderson having a great day, and it is now 9-1 San Luis Obispo. Crawdads coming in on a 2-game skid. It was a bullpen game in the first game of 2 against the Santa Barbara Foresters, and then a great start from Hollis Fanning. And pitching staff hasn't had any answers for the San Luis Obispo Blues lineup here. And it looked like the Crawdads were locked in, ready to finish this road trip off and get back on a winning note. The team was very focused and well rested coming into today, but San Luis Obispo, boy, they have come to play. And it's an 8-run deficit now. The only positive you can take out of this is it's still extremely early, and the Crawdads score over 7 runs a game on average. But already another pitching change here. We'll have the new pitcher for you when we return on the Crawdads Streaming Network. It is 9-1 Blues. Oh, the new man out on the mound is Adris Azani, who has just been stellar for the Crawdads this summer. This is his 8th appearance, has still not given up an earned run. Does have a save, 9 1/3 innings pitched, 9 strikeouts, 4 walks, a hit given up. His last time out was on July 6th against the Potters, an 8-4 win for the Crawdads. He pitched a clean inning. Didn't give up any runs, but did walk 2, struck out 1, faced 4. And then back on July the 2nd, a 6-0 win for the Crawdads over the Stompers. He pitched 2 innings of shutout ball where he didn't give up a hit, walked 1, struck out 3. There's a couple of runners on. Brooks over at second, Anderson at first. Zachary Talia up in the batter's box, who has already walked once and come around to score on Viegas' 2-run shot earlier this half inning. First pitch here misses low, and the count 1-0. Talia 0 for 1, but he's been on base both times he's been up to the plate. There's just one away. It's a 9-1 score here. 8-run lead being enjoyed by the San Luis Obispo Blues. 1-0 pitch, and that misses low. And the count 2-0. Zani been very good coming into tough situations. Doesn't mind inheriting some runners on base. Big Azani is a fireman for this team. The 2-0 pitch, but he misses outside here. And the count 3 balls and no strikes. Azani still to throw a strike out of the pen. I'm not sure if he thought he was going to have to come in this early, but at any rate, he is in there. And the 3-0 pitch to Talia, and this hits the zone. Thought for a second that pitch around the knees wasn't going to earn the strike call after 3 straight balls, but Azani does get the call indeed. The count 3 balls and a strike now to the Blues first baseman. 3-1 on the way. This misses low and in, and that is a walk. Here comes Colin Villegas. The bases are loaded. He had a 2-run home run earlier here in the bottom of the 3rd. That is the 6th walk surrendered by Crawdads pitchers this half inning. Pitch here to Villegas, and he lines this just foul down the 3rd base line and into left field. Boy, that was over the head of King. No chance for him to leap up and get it. And if that stayed fair, that would have been extra bases all the way for Villegas. Landed just about 3 feet to the left of the left field foul line. Hit that very hard. He was on time, but Azani ahead 0-1. A 1 pitch here to Villegas, and that's in there for a strike. There's that beautiful slider that Azani has featured so frequently for the Crawdads. And the count 0-2. Bases are loaded, however. Azani's got to get out of this jam here. 0-2 pitch to Villegas, and he swings and misses. Strikeout there for Idris Azani, so good way to come back after walking Talia. And they'll have a chance with 2 away to get the Crawdads out of the inning. They just need 1 out here. And coming up to bat is E.J. Kreutzmann, who in his first at-bat in the bottom of the 3rd struck out swinging. Ben Lake was able to come in, strike him out. Then unfortunately for Lake, a bunch of walks after that. Pitch here, slider, outer half, called for a strike. A righty Azani kind of finding things now. Did walk the first man he faced, Talia. And that's probably due to the fact he's come in so early. The 0-1 pitch, fastball there that is chopped foul into the on-deck circle. Able to pick it up is Tate Samuelson. But it's 9-1 right now. 0-2 count to E.J. Kreutzmann. 2 away, bases are loaded. Azani looking for a strikeout here. Will he get it? The 0-2 pitch, and that swung on and missed in the dirt. And Azani does get it, back-to-back punch-outs, but the damage was done. 8 runs come around to score. And 4 of them on a couple of 2-run big flies from Aiden Anderson, who got his 3rd of the summer, and Colin Villegas, who got his 2nd. Idris Azani finally able to get the Crawdads out of the inning. Top of the 4th coming up. Dads will be up to bat. And it'll be 3, 4, and 5 to Roth Donnelly King. The Blues lead by 8. It is 9-1 here in San Luis Obispo, California on the Walnut Creek Crawdads streaming network. Top of the fourth inning after a very lengthy third inning. Crawdads, after the top of the third, were tied 1-1, but then gave up 8 runs in the bottom of the third. And it's going to be Donnelly, King, and Corio for the Dads, who trail by 8. But this has been a very good season for the Crawdads so far, even down by a big number of runs here. You know that anything can happen. There's plenty of time to work with, and the Crawdads have the bats to do it. Van Sickle still on the mound here, and the first pitch to Donnelly, he goes after it but fouls it. A couple of bounces. Manager Brant Cummings has to shuffle out of the way, and the count 0-1.
There's a pinch hitter for Donnelly. 15.
0-1 pitch is in there, and that's a strike.
This is Donnelly. He's just wearing a different jersey.
The count 0-2. Here it is to Donnelly, and he swings and misses at a pitch in the dirt. He's tagged out by the catcher, Gallegos. That's a strikeout for Donnelly, who in his first at-bat had walked. He's now 0 for 1. Here comes Matt King, who's 0 for 1 with a strikeout swinging back in the first. Van Sickle has been excellent, has just had 1 run cross on his watch. And King hits this hard, but foul down the right field line. Ends up about 20 feet away from the wall. Count 0-1.
How you go, Sam? Unless you want me to wait too. You gonna tuck it in? Go for it.
A 1 pitch here, and King hits this. Takes a bounce over to the shortstop. Maciel, who's able to throw the speedy King out at first. So King tried his best to hustle down the line, but Maciel showing off a good arm, and even the slow hop that it took up to him didn't impede him from firing a nice strike over to Talia. Well, there's 2 away. And here comes Tyson Corio, the switch hitter, who is batting righty today against Van Sickle. First pitch here to Tyson Corio is a fastball. This is about 8 inches off the plate there. Count 1-0. Crawdads will be back in action Tuesday after an off day tomorrow, as this pitch is fouled back into the netting. Count 1-1. Going to play Solano Mudcats on the road at Vanden High. We'll have that game for you. So happy we're able to bring you video this afternoon. The 1-1 pitch. Corio checks at it, but he does go around, says home plate umpire. And the count 1-2. 3 umpires today, which is pretty nice. Not something you always get in an out-of-division game in the CCL. It's usually 2, the 1-2 pitch. And this is hit hard on the ground over to the shortstop, Maciel, who makes a nice spin and throws Corio out at first. So showing off the athletic ability there of C.J. Maciel. And the Crawdads go down 1-2-3. It is still 9-1 San Luis Obispo. They're coming up to bat in the bottom of the 4th. And we'll see if Azani is back out on the mound. Indeed, he will be. Crawdads trail by 8. Once again, 9-1 Blues here on the Crawdads Streaming Network. Back here in San Luis Obispo, Alon Desai with you, 9-1 Blues. It's Tate Samuelson in the box, still Azani on the mound. Samuelson chops this over to the third baseman, King, who has it off the hop and gets it over to first base in plenty of time, and there's one away. One pitch, one out for the big Azani. See how long Azani can go. He's a reliever, but today he might have to be a long man. A little bit of stretching going on in the bullpen of the Crawdads, who are down by 8, but it doesn't look like anybody's warming up. It's, just the basic bullpen pitcher stuff, get the arm loose, kind of do some stretching, tell some jokes, eat some snacks. So here's Chase Gallegos, and the first pitch to Gallegos is a strike on the outside corner. Count 0-1. Samuelson now officially 0 for 1. He did have a couple of walks. A 1 pitch to Gallegos, and he fouls this into the net. Just a little late there. Gallegos is 0 for 1, but does have an RBI. Big sac fly out to left. Was able to score Talia. 0-2 pitch. And that swung on and missed. Azani with another strikeout. Azani starts this off very well. Back-to-back punch-outs here in the bottom of the 4th. Azani has been a strikeout machine so far in this appearance. Here is McGuire. First pitch to McGuire. That snaps the glove of Ellis, but it's a ball just a little bit low, and the count 1-0. So far, Azani with 4 Ks. This pitch just a little low and a little out. The count 2-0. Pitch. This is lined back up the box, but it's going to be, no, it's not. It ricochets off of the glove of Jude Putz. He got over there in time, just trying to scoop it up, and he commits his second error of the ball game. Tough for Jude. Came in with 9. He's now got 11 on the summer. Luckily, there to pick him up was Corio to make sure that that ball didn't get into the outfield. So reaching on an error is Connor McGuire. He's over at first. There are 2 away. But here's C.J. Maciel, who's 1 for 2, also has a walk. That one hit was a double. He hits this hard down the third base line, and making a nice play on one knee is third base coach of the Blues. Casey Belt over there, able to get down on a knee and body block it. Count 0-1 to Maciel. That's a tough man over there. Belt. This pitch, slider in there for a strike, and the count 0-2. Good job getting ahead there after the error from Putz. Putz has been rock solid over the past 10 days or so. Really was able to get the error bug out of his system, but a couple coming to bite him here. But he is definitely working hard out there. The 0-2 pitch. This is hit hard down the left field line. That's going to kick up around there in the corner. Cummings has it. It's going to be runners on second and third. And another double for C.J. Maciel.
Heading now for the Blues, number 9, it's Garrett Brooks.
Maciel had his first double back in the first. Collects number 2 here. And here comes Garrett Brooks, who is 2 for 3. Had an RBI single in the third. Also came around to score in the third inning, where the Blues put up 8 runs. First pitch to Brooks is a slider that misses low, and the count 1-0. Azani just needs to get 1 out, but he's got a couple of runners in scoring position to deal with. Maciel over at second. McGuire at third. able to strike out Tate, Samuelson, and Chase Gallegos. Then the error from Jude Putz, and now the double to Maciel. 1-0 pitch here to Brooks. Brooks hits this high into center. Coleman Schmidt is under it as that ball is going to come down in his glove for out number 3. So Azani able to make sure no runs cross the plate, strands a couple in scoring position. The Blues leave 2 on. Not able to get any hits, but well, they do get a hit. It is a double from Maciel. No hit on McGuire's reach to first base as that was an error. But a good job by Azani to keep it scoreless there in the bottom of the 4th. It is still 9-1 Blues. Crawdads will be up to bat in the top of the 5th. It'll be Jack Ben Shoshan, Casey Cummings, and Jude Putz, 7, 8, and 9 for the Dads when we return here from San Luis Obispo on the Crawdads Streaming Network. Top of the 5th inning. Crawdads down by 8. It's 9-1 Blues. Here's Jack Ben Shoshan. Van Sickle's still on the mound, and this pitch is lined up the middle, and it lands in center. That's a leadoff single for the Crawdads. Ben Shoshan now 1 for 2. Had a strikeout looking in the 2nd. Now gets a single here up the box. Just the 3rd hit this afternoon for the Crawdads. Right now, 1 run, 3 hits, 2 errors. The Blues, 9 runs, 9 hits, 1 error. Here's Casey Cummings, who takes in for a ball, and the count 1-0. The Crawdads right now just really need to focus on putting some runs up on the board. Try to get some positive vibes going once again. The 1-0 pitch to Cummings, and he takes, and the count 1-1. That was a strike on the outer edge.
It's a pinch batter for the Crawdads, number 6, Ty Moody now.
And the pitch here is swung on and missed. Count 1-2. You hear the PA announcer saying that that's Kai Moody in the box, but it is not. It is Casey Cummings. He is wearing Moody's jersey, though, number 6, not number 5. 1-2, and that's in there. Cummings goes down looking. He's now 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts where he hasn't been able to swing at the ball. So 2 backwards Ks in the ledger for Casey Cummings. And here's Jude Putz, who's 1 for 1 with a single back in the 3rd. Ben Shoshan just off of first. First pitch is fouled out of play, and the count 0-1 to the number 9 hitter, Jude Putz. Putz, a very young player, got so much ability. Doing a lot of learning on the job here. 0-1 pitch, and he fouls this very high. Is that going to stay in play near the on-deck circle of the Blues? And it will, and it's caught by Talia. who fights the sun off, is able to make the grab. So there's 2 away. Putz pops up and out in foul territory to the Blues first baseman, and here comes the number 1 hitter this afternoon for the Crawdads, Coleman Schmidt, who's 0 for 1, but was able to reach in the first on a walk. Was eventually picked off by Van Sickle. And the pitch to Schmidt, and he swings and misses, and the count 0-1. Putz, though, a redshirt freshman, Arkansas, SEC kid. Going to keep getting experience. 0-1 pitch, and Schmidt takes here. Thought about going around, but checked his swing, but that pitch in the zone. Good breaking ball there from Van Sickle, and the count 0-2. It's 2-way. Jack Ben-Shoshan was able to get on base with a leadoff single right back up the middle, but he's been parked over there at first as Cummings and Putz not able to advance him. Pitch here to Schmidt, and that possibly could have been strike number 3 had Gallegos not dropped that behind the plate. Did get behind him, but he was able to scramble and get it quick enough, so Ben-Shoshan has to stay over at first. The count 1-2. Van Sickle takes a quick peek over to first base. Double take, and now he'll fire. And Schmidt hits this into the gap in right center. That's going to get down. And will it be extra bases for Coleman Schmidt? It will not. There will be runners on first and third as Ben-Shoshan able to advance to third base. Good job there. Coleman Schmidt finally able to get a gapper. He was really struggling over the past 3 games, but that's a good sign out of Schmidt, who for a while was the hottest and most dangerous hitter in the CCL. Oh, here is the lefty bat of Ryan Ellis, lefty against lefty. And the pitch from Van Sickle is fouled back into the netting and eventually lands right near Brian DeRoff in the on-deck circle. He'll pick it up. Oh, the count 0-1. Ellis 0 for 2, but does have sac fly RBI out to right field. And Van Sickle delivers, and Ellis takes. This misses a bit low, and the count a ball and a strike with 2 away, but the Crawdads with a couple of runners on. Ben Show in scoring position off of third. Wearing that base running protective glove on his right hand. Keep those fingers safe that he injured earlier in the summer. Schmidt off of first, the 1-1 pitch, and Ellis just a little late here on a fastball. He swings a tick earlier. He's able to hit that down the left field line or possibly in the left center gap, but it's a foul ball. Lands in the parking lot, and the count 1-2. Ellis does have thunder in the bat. The 1-2 pitch to Ellis is a slider that misses high and in. And the count 2-2. Van Sickle has been on it so far, has just given up 1 run, 4 hits, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts. And that 1 run was not earned. 2-2 pitch, and this misses in. And it's going to be a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. Runners on the corners for the Crawdads. Down by 8, it's 9-1 Blues. The Crawdads trying to add some runs and inch a little closer here. Ellis has a chance to do it. He's going to see a payoff pitch. Van Sickle kicks the leg and sends it, and this misses high and in. That's ball 4. Ellis able to draw a walk. The bases are now loaded for the very powerful right-handed bat of Brian DeRoff. DeRoff is 1 for 2 this afternoon.
Going now for the Crawdads, number 18, the first baseman, Brian DeRoff.
Ben Shoshan still at third. Schmidt up to second. And here comes manager Bob Miller. And he's going to talk to Van Sickle. And I wonder if we're going to see a pitching change. But as it stands now, it is still 9-1. See if the manager does take the baseball. And it looks like it's just a chat with the pitcher and the infielder. But Schmidt over at second. Ellis now at first. Ben Shoshan just at third base, needs to come home to get the Crawdads run number 2. Brian DeRoff is going to be in the batter's box. He came into this ball game batting .330, 2 home runs, 19 driven in. He's got a big chance here to give the Crawdads a little momentum and some signs of life in the top of the 5th. There are 2 away, but the bases are loaded. The righty, DeRoff, against the lefty, Van Sickle. Van Sickle takes a big, deep breath, and now he deals, and DeRoff hits this very high into left field. Is that going to stay fair? And it does not. It just lands about 7 feet left of the fence out there. So Brooks, the left fielder, just had to watch it drop. And the count 0-1. Ball will carry here, even though San Luis Obispo close to the water. Not right on the harbor like Pershing Park over in Santa Barbara, where you get that marine layer and the ball just dies. Anything in the air here has a chance. Wind still blowing in to the southeast. The 0-1 pitch, and that's a fastball down the middle. And the count 0-2. DeRoff down in the count. No balls, 2 strikes. Gonna have to fight. The pitch to DeRoff, and he hits this. A little chopper. Is that in fair territory? It is. No, it's not. They're gonna say it was foul. Looked like it looped right over the third base bag, and Samuelson had it. Was gonna go get the force at third because the bases are loaded. But DeRoff maybe gets a little bit of a gift there. He'll see another pitch. Count still 0-2. So some charity for the Walnut Creek Crawdads there. DeRoff looking to cash in. 0-2 pitch. DeRoff hits this hard. That's going to get through the hole on the left side. 1 run will score. It is now 9-2, an RBI single for Brian DeRoff. As Jack Ben Shoshan able to cross home plate. And with 2 away, the Crawdads able to get a run, and the bases are still loaded. And here comes the lefty, Joey Donnelly. DeRoff now 2 for 3, has an RBI. Ben Show able to come around and score. Schmidt moves up to third. Ellis over to second. Bases are loaded for Joey Donnelly. Donnelly 0 for 1, has walked. Donnelly goes after this and fouls it. That's going to land on the lawn here, and count is 0-1, as I thought we were going to see a nice catch from a fan in one of those lawn chairs.
3 foul balls today.
Ricocheted away from him. One of these young San Luis Obispo Blues fans was able to rush over and pick it. But the count 0-1. Crawdads have scored 1 here in the top of the 5th. It's 9-2 Blues. 0-1 pitch to Donnelly, and this nearly bounces away from the catcher Gallegos, but he does a good job of just getting the body in front of it, and the count 1-1. That was a fastball that was bounced right off the dirt in front of home plate. And a count even to the imposing power bat of Joey Donnelly. 1-1 pitch to Donnelly, and he takes in, and this misses. Count 2-1. Crawdads not a team that you want to give any sort of momentum or life to. They'll do it in a multitude of ways. They'll exit the ballpark with home runs. They'll get seeing-eye ground balls that make it through the hole. 2-1 pitch to Donnelly, and he takes low here, and now Donnelly is in the driver's seat. 3 balls, a strike, 2 away. The bases are loaded. Van Sickle looking to fire a strike. Donnelly wants to make sure he doesn't go after any junk. The 3-1 pitch, and this misses low in the dirt, and a run is walked home. Donnelly does his job, employs a very good eye there, and it is now 9-3. The Crawdads able to get a couple runs here with 2 away, and the bases are still loaded. Schmidt comes home. Ellis advances to third. DeRoff up to second, and Donnelly has his second walk of the afternoon, and here comes Matt King. And now there will be a pitching change for San Luis Obispo. Van Sickle's day is done. He leaves with 2 away and the bases loaded. Has conceded a couple of runs this half inning. And we'll get you updated on who the new man on the mound is for the Blues when we return here in the top of the 5th on the Crawdads streaming network. Back here at Sinsheimer Park in San Luis Obispo, California, the new pitcher on the mound. It's another local kid, Robbie Lardner. He's going to be at Cuesta. See a lot of San Luis Obispo natives and Cuesta men play for this San Luis Obispo team over the years. Lardner comes in 0-2 with an 8.80 ERA. This is his 7th appearance. He has made 3 starts. He's thrown 15 and a third innings, 17 strikeouts, 9 walks, has surrendered 17 hits. His last appearance on July 1st against the Conejo Oaks, that was at home here for the Blues. That was a 12-4 loss where he did get the decision. He got the L. He threw 2 innings, gave up 2 runs, both earned 4 hits, 2 strikeouts, faced 10. So it's going to be Matt King up to the plate. Ryan Ellis over at third. DeRoff at second. Donnelly, who just walked, and a run came in because of that walk, is over at first. And it is 9-3 right now. Matt King 0 for 2 today. And waiting for the first pitch from the lefty Lardner. Here it is, the King, and he takes high in the count 1-0. Two away here. 1-0 pitch, and King swings, connects, but is that going to get down in center field? It is not. It is tracked down by Aiden Anderson, and that ends the top of the 5th, but the Crawdads are able to get a couple of runs. It is 9-3. They do leave the bases loaded. That was a good bat on the ball there from Matt King, but right at the center fielder, Aiden Anderson. So able to limit the damage is the new pitcher, Lardner. So after 4.5, it's a 6-run ball game. It is 9-3 Blues. Bottom of the 5th coming up. See who's on the mound for the Crawdads, and it's going to be Idris Azani once again. Oh, more Crawdads baseball here when we return on the Crawdads streaming network. Bottom of the fifth, 9-3 Blues. It is Aiden Anderson at the plate. Still Zani on the mound. First pitch here misses, and the count 1-0. It's Anderson, Talia, and Villegas. 3, 4, and 5. Anderson has a 2-run home run already today. He's 1 for 3. Count 1-1 after a good pitch from Azani. Maybe a tad high. 1-1 pitch, and looking for the slider there was Azani, but misses low, and the count 2-1. This pitch in there for a strike, and the count 2-2. Azani looking to keep doing what he's been doing since he's come in. Strike guys out and get outs. 2-2 pitch misses away, and the count full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Anderson, a really good job of tracking a hard hit ball out in center field last half inning. The 3-2 pitch, and that's in there. Anderson is rung up. Sit him down, Idris Azani. Here comes Zachary Talia. He's been on base all 3 times he's come to the plate, but still looking for a hit. He's 0 for 1. He did reach on an error and then a couple of walks. He's come around to score twice. He's been fantastic at first base for the Blues. Did a good job of battling the sun on a pop-up earlier. First pitch here, righty against righty. There's a strike authored from Idris Azani, and the count 0-1. Going right over the heart of the plate there, just challenging Talia. And here's the 0-1, and just missing there with a breaking ball is Azani, and the count 1-1. Was looking for that outside corner, but missed a little low. But a good pitch nonetheless. It's going to induce some swings. 1-1 pitch. There's a fastball that is beautifully framed by the catcher, Ryan Ellis. Just nipping the outside zone there. And the count 1-2. Here's the pitch, and this bounces up to Ellis. Another slider there, and the count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Crawdads playing in a non-division game this afternoon, the 3rd of 3 in a row against Southern teams. The 2-2 pitch, and this is chopped foul. So none of these games count for division and playoff standings. But all these young men are competitors. They want to win as much as possible. 2-2 pitch, and this misses low and in, and the count runs full, 3-2. San Luis Obispo Blues are 5 games back and in last place from the Conejo Oaks, who are in first place. The 3-2 pitch, and this is hit high into center. Schmidt in his tracks, and now we'll have it for the out. After the strikeout of Anderson, Talia flies out to center. And here comes Colin Villegas. Villegas 1 for 3, but did have a 2-run bomb. There were a couple of 2-run shots hit in that 3rd inning for the Blues, and there's a slider there that misses it in. And a count 1-0. There's the 1-0 pitch from Azani, and that's a pitch that hits the zone. Checking at it briefly there was Villegas, but the count 1-1. Azani has his sign from Ellis. Ellis sets up far away, and the pitch is right there. A fastball that hits the outside black, and a count 1-2. Gotta love that out of the battery of Azani and Ellis. There's 2 away here. Azani looking to pitch a clean bottom of the 5th. The 1-2, and this is hit on the right side. That's going to get through the hole. A diving Corio is able to stop it on the outfield grass, but able to leg it out is Villegas, the designated hitter. I didn't know if Corio was going to be able to get that or not, it did get through the infield dirt and onto the outfield grass, and just too deep in the hole there for Corio to get up and throw the Speedy Villegas out. So here's E.J. Kreutzmann. Kreutzmann, the lefty, against the righty Azani. Kreutzmann has struck out a couple of times today, and he swings and misses at a good slider here in the dirt. And the count 0-1. Coming up for the Crawdads on Tuesday and Wednesday, a couple of games, a 2-game set against the Solano Mudcats at Vanden High. That will count for division standings. And then on the road on Thursday at Recreation Park against the Packers. 3 more on the road after this, then a brief 1-game homestand against the Potters on Friday, July 15th. The 0-1 pitch, that misses low. The count 1-1. Then on Saturday, 6 days from now, July 16th, 6:05, up at Arnold Field in Sonoma against the Stompers. And then the next extended homestand for the Crawdads will be Sunday, Monday, and Friday, the 17th through the 22nd at Monte Vista. The 1-1 pitch misses away. Those games will be against the Packers, Potters, and Mudcats. So a lot of CCL North games coming up for the Crawdads, and no out-of-league games for them the rest of the way. It's starting to get into crunch time as the count is 2-1, 2 away. Villegas over on first. And the pitch to Kreutzmann, and he hits this high into left field. Running on it is Cummings, and he has it just a few feet fair for out number 3.
At the end of 5 complete innings.
After 5, it is still 9-3 Blues. At the bottom of the 5th, the Blues were able to get a hit from Colin Villegas. He was able to leg one out over to first, but he's stranded at first, so they leave one on. They do get a hit, but no runs scored, and it's still a 6-run ball game. 9-3 Blues. Crawdads up to bat in the top of the 6th when we return here on the Crawdads Streaming Network. Top of the 6th inning, 6-run deficit that the Crawdads are facing right now. It's 9-3 Blues. The Blues, the home team here at Sinsheimer Park, Sinsheimer Stadium, nestled in the foothills here in San Luis Obispo. It's just a beautiful place for baseball. For the Crawdads, it's going to be Tyson Corio, then Jack Ben Shoshan and Casey Cummings still Lardner on the mound. We're recapping the schedule before we went to break. Definitely like to see all you Crawdads fans out at the ballpark on July 15th, Friday. Monte Vista in Danville, California against the Potters. The Crawdads are going to need your support if they're going to make this big push to the playoffs. They're currently in second. So if the season ended today, they'd be in. They would make that trip down here to San Luis Obispo in the first week of August. Here's the first pitch to Tyson Corio, misses away, and the count 1-0. Corio's 0 for 2, flew out to center and grounded out 6-3, most recently in the fourth. 1-0 pitch, this misses high, and the count 2-0. Also got some promotions that we're working on over at Monte Vista High School at the field there. Plenty of seating. The 2-0 pitch, and that's in there. Good fastball from Lardner, and the count 2-1. Have a new sponsorship that we're very excited about, a partnership with Pete's Brass Rail and Car Wash, one of the best restaurants in Danville. 2-1 pitch. Corio chops this over to the shortstop, Maciel, who's up with it, fires over to first, and gets a very fast Corio at first base for out number 1. A couple of 6-3s in the book for Tyson Corio. But we got some gift cards that we're going to give out, some promotions for Pete's, some of the best burgers in the Tri-Valley, also some great micro brews on draft. You get a salad if you're there too. I'd get the burger. Here's Jack Ben Shoshan, and that's in there. Count 0-1. So far, Jack Ben Shoshan 1 for 2. A hit and a strikeout, did come around to score. And this slider misses away from the lefty Lardner. The count, a ball and a strike. We're always working. We're so happy to have our sponsors, DVB Insurance and now Pete's. 1-1 pitch. And this misses low, and the count 2-1. Also need to thank the great Daniel Rainey for making that connection and securing that. Props to you, Daniel. 2-1 pitch, and Ben Shoshan hits this very hard down the left field line. That lands fair, and Jack's going to round first and head into second safely with a stand-up double. Good job, Jack Ben Shoshan. His last couple of trips to the plate have been very productive. He's now 2 for 3. If you're in Danville, you can visit Pete's at 201 Harts Avenue, right in the heart of downtown Danville. And here comes Casey Cummings, today's left fielder for the Crawdads, who has struck out a couple of times looking, but he's got a runner in position. Jack Ben Shoshan just off of second. The first pitch to the righty, Casey Cummings, and this runs in, and did it hit him? And it did. So they're going to say that hit the back foot of Cummings. Jack Ben Shoshan was hoping it didn't, and that would just be ball 1 so he could get over to third because the ball did get all the way to the backstop. Well, it's going to be runners on first and second. So hit by pitch is Casey Cummings. And here comes Jude Putz, who is 1 for 2. Had a single back in the third and popped down in foul territory to the first baseman Talia in the fifth. Oh, just one away here. The Crawdads down by 6 is 9-3 San Luis Obispo. Lardner's set. Setting up outside is Gallegos. The pitch, and this misses far outside, and the count 1-0. Looking for a fastball to nip the zone there, but not able to deliver it accurately was Robbie Lardner. 1-0 pitch, that's in there. And the count even at 1-1, so able to get even is Lardner. He's taking a long time out there, boy. So used to so many of these California Collegiate League pitchers delivering the ball with expediency. Lardner's taking his time. I don't mind it. 1-1 pitch here, and this is fouled back into the net. And the count, a ball and 2 strikes. Both runners have their leads. Cummings at first. Ben Shoshan off of second. 1-2 pitch to Putz, and he's able to flare this into right field. Jack Ben Shoshan getting around third, and the Crawdads are going to have another run. It is now 9-4, an RBI single by Jude Putz, and able to advance to third base is Casey Cummings. So runners at the corners with just one away. It's a 5-run ball game now, folks. Good piece of hitting by Jude Putz, who is now 2 for 3. That is his 3rd RBI of the summer. And boy, is he coming along nicely. Oh, the lineup card turns over. It's Coleman Schmidt, who had a hit back in the 5th, was able to come around and score. He's 1 for 2, is also walked. And now a little bit of trouble here for Lardner, as the Crawdads are starting to sense maybe this is the time that they can claw their way back into this. And the pitch to Schmidt. Schmidt hits this into right field. That's going to get down. Another run scores. An RBI single for Schmidt. Casey Cummings able to tap home plate. It is now 9-5. The Crawdads back in the 5th. We're able to get a couple of runs, and they have 2 here now. It is a 4-run ball game. And there might be another pitching change here soon, as there is a visit to the mound, checking on Lardner. Schmidt is over at first. Putz at second. That is the 23rd run batted in by Coleman Schmidt. I mean, just basically putting it out there for all of the CCL and the voting committee that selects the All-Star players. Coleman Schmidt is saying, pick me, pick me. I need to be down there in Compton on July 20th for that All-Star showcase in front of all those scouts. Been able to steal bags, hammer the ball out of the ballpark, hit for average. I mean, he has just been a pleasure to watch. So here is Ryan Ellis. Ellis has a sac fly RBI in the 3rd, walked in the 5th. But he struck out in the 1st. First pitch to the lefty Ellis from the left-hander Lardner. Misses low in the dirt, and the count 1-0. Good job smothering it there by Gallegos. The 1-0 pitch to Ellis, and Ellis hits this on the ground over to second. It's tailor-made for a double play. Flip on to second in time, and the throw back to first is good to get Ellis, but the Crawdads are able to score too. It is now 9-5. Unfortunately for Ryan Ellis, he bats into a 4-6-3 double play. McGuire, Maciel, and Talia able to get the job done there for the Blues. But the Crawdads building a little momentum here. It was 9-1, now it's 9-5. Blues still in the lead. Bottom of the 6th when we return here on the Crawdads Streaming Network. Oh, a new pitcher for the Crawdads. It is Zach Button. This is his first appearance for Walnut Creek. The 6-foot righty from Cal Poly. Try to keep the Crawdads in this now that this game is within reach. Even though it is a 4-run ball game, the Crawdads haven't been able to score 4 in the last couple of innings. And Zach Button going to try to keep things going the way they have been since Azani came into the game. Tough time for both Fisher Johnson and Ben Lake, but Azani was able to maybe be a stabilizing force, and manager Brant Cummings is hoping that Zach Button, in his first appearance of the summer for the Crawdads, can do much of the same of what Azani did. So the Blues will be up to bat. They are up by 4. Right now they have 9 runs, 10 hits, an error. The Crawdads 5 runs, 8 hits, and 2 errors. And it's going to be 7, 8, and 9 for the home team Blues. Tate Samuelson, Chase Gallegos, and Connor McGuire. So the righty third baseman is about to step in and do battle with the newly inserted right-handed bullpen arm of the Dads. So far, Tate Samuelson has gotten a couple of walks. Came around to score in the third, but he's officially 0 for 1 with a strikeout swinging in the fourth. Pitch from Button, and that is lined through the gap on the left side of the infield, and that's a leadoff single for Tate Samuelson. Perfectly placed in between Putz and Ellis. That 5-6 hole there on the left side.
Number 17, Chase Gallegos.
And here's Chase Gallegos. Drove in a run on a sac fly to left and walked once, came around to score, and struck out most recently. First pitch here to Gallegos, misses low and away, and the count 1-0. The 1-0 pitch to Gallegos, and he ropes this into right field. And that drops in front of Ben Shoshan. So back-to-back singles to get things started here in the bottom of the 6th inning for the Blues. They now have runners on first and second. Gallegos has his first hit of the day. Just some perspective on Gallegos. He'll be a freshman at UNLV. Stiff competition there to catch. This season you had Eric Bajani and Gavin Mez. Bajani was in the CCL last summer for the OC Riptide. Gavin Mez in the CCL this year. He's been an excellent player. And here is Connor McGuire. First pitch to McGuire. Looking for a high strike call there was the pitcher for the Crawdads, Zach Button, but not able to get it. I count 1-0. So far, McGuire has been on base every time he's come to the plate, but he's 0 for 1. And an E6 that he reached on. The other 2 times, a couple of walks as he was able to jam this foul and out of play, and the count 1-1. Crawdads trail by 4. Button looking to record his first out of the summer as a Crawdad. The Crawdads don't want any more runs up on the board for the Blues. They've done a good job getting this back into a situation where they could tie it with a grand slam. The 1-1 pitch, and this bounces up to the catcher Ellis, and he does a good job of making sure it doesn't get by him. And the count 2-1. 2 balls, a strike here. Samuelson over at second, Gallegos at first. Taking a little extra time here. Home plate umpire brushing off home plate. It does get dirty from time to time, especially with all these runs scored so far. 14 of them total this afternoon. And the 2-1 pitch, and this is a chopper over to Putz at shorts. He throws over to second for one, and the relay from Corey over to first, plenty of time. So a double play there, 6-4-3 for the Crawdads, and the new pitcher, Zach Button. So got to love that. His defense able to capitalize on the ground ball that he just induced from Connor McGuire, and here comes C.J. Maciel. And that's the typical thing that we see out of Jude Putz over there at short. We see him make those plays and make them look routine. First pitch here to Maciel, finding the outside black with a fastball there is Zach Button. Maciel has recorded his first 2 doubles of this campaign this afternoon. He's also walked once. He's 2 for 3. Been on base 3 times, come around to score once. And the 0-1 from Button on the way. This is hit high but foul and out of play on the right side. Lands on top of a tarp out there. And the count 0-2 elsewhere around the CCL. In the bottom of the 7th, the Arroyo Seco Saints on the road against the Conejo Oaks lead 4-1. OC Riptide down by 4, 8-4 against the Academy Barons in Compton. Healdsburg up 4-2 in that second game of a doubleheader at Vanden High against Solano. And the 0-2 from Button, and that swung on and missed. A strikeout, his first that he's able to record this summer for Zach Button. And another scoreless half inning put up there by a Crawdads pitcher. It is still 9-5 here in San Luis Obispo. 4-run ball game that the Crawdads trail in. Top of the 7th coming up when we return here on the Crawdads streaming network. Top of the 7th inning. Crawdads down by 4. It's 9-5 Blues. And time being called now to stop the music here at Sinsheimer Stadium. Lardner's still in for the Blues. It's 3-4 and 5 for the Crawdads. Duroff, Donnelly, and King. First pitch to Duroff misses low and away, and the count 1-0. The other game in play right now, the Santa Barbara's Foresters, 16-1. They are laying the smackdown against the Lake Game Potters over in Santa Barbara as this ball is hit over the leaping shortstop, Maciel, and the Crawdads have a leadoff single from Brian Duroff. He is now 3 for 4. He's got 3 singles today. The Crawdads bat's starting to come alive here against Robbie Lardner, who's getting some extended work out of the pen today. The nightcap tonight in the CCL, the Sonoma Stompers at Arnold Field, hosting the West Coast Kings. So that's your update around the California Collegiate League. First pitch to Donnelly, misses low, and the count 1-0. So far, Lardner has thrown 17 strikes and 11 balls. He's getting close here to pitch number 30. And the 1-0 to Donnelly. He takes a big cut, but misses on a good off-speed pitch, low. And the count even, a ball and a strike. But Crawdads with a leadoff runner here, nobody out. Donnelly very adept at making contact. Duroff has a small lead off of first. 1-1 pitch. Donnelly takes all the way here. And good breaking ball that cuts the middle of the plate. Froze Donnelly, and the count 1-2. 1-2 pitch to Donnelly. He swings and foul tips this. Just barely able to make a little bit of contact there to stay alive. Donnelly going to see another pitch here. Count 1-2. Here it is to Donnelly, and another foul ball. Duroff not going to take a huge lead off of first with the lefty from Cuesta out there, Robbie Lardner. Lardner takes a look over to first, and the 1-2. This misses low. Now the count is even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. To the designated hitter this afternoon, Joey Donnelly, almost a spot that he has had ownership over the entire summer. And it's not that he's bad in the field, it's just he's a great DH. He's got that ability to just hit. And he puts this in play, but a couple of hops over to the second baseman, McGuire, who gets it over to the shortstop at second. Maciel, who makes the throw to first, that is not in time. So Donnelly does bat into a fielder's choice there, but he at least is able to make it safely to first, able to leg that out. Now, there is one away. Double play would have been disastrous for the Crawdads, who are down by 4, and last couple of innings they've been able to put up 2 in each of them. 2 in the 5th, 2 in the 6th. Another 2 spot here wouldn't be so bad. Pitch here, a slider that misses away to Matt King. Back in the 5th, Matt King had a very hard hit ball that was lined straight to the center fielder, Anderson. 1-0 pitch. This misses low, and the count 2-0 to Matt King. But King today 0 for 3. Came in batting .271. But over the last 7 days, he had been batting .357, excuse me, as this is a wild pitch that misses everything, ends up in the backstop, and that'll be a free bag for Joey Donnelly, for Ryan, no, check that. I'm so confused, sorry. It's Joey Donnelly, because Joey Donnelly hit in the fielder's choice. Brian Duroff was out at second. I'm glad we got that cleared up for you. Forgive me. Oh, 3-0 upcoming here to Matt King. But as I mentioned, King over the past 7 days batting .357, 2 home runs, 4 RBIs. Has a chance to do damage here. 3-0 pitch taken all the way. Almost have to take here, down by 4. And that's a strike in the count. 3 balls and a strike here to Matt King. But Donnelly just off of second now. He's in scoring position. Crawdads looking for the big strike. Donnelly takes off for third, and there's going to be no throw from Gallegos as the ball missed, and that was ball 4 to Matt King. Matt King maybe got in the way of Gallegos' throwing path there just momentarily, and Gallegos realized that he can't just come up and fire over to third, so there's going to be runners on the corners. Matt King draws the walk. Donnelly over at third. And there is going to be a pitching change. Robbie Lardner will own both of the runners out here on first and third. It's going to be Tyson Corio up to bat, pending any pinch hits, and it does not look like that's going to happen. So Tyson Corio, the switch hitter, is going to come on for his 4th appearance at the plate. After Matt King draws the walk, it is 9-5 Blues. Will have who the new pitcher is for you on the mound for San Luis Obispo when we return here on the Crawdads Streaming Network. The new pitcher for the Blues as we are back here in San Luis Obispo. It's 9-5 Blues. They lead, but it's Cade Van Allen. So we saw Van Sickle start, then Lardner come in, and here's Van Allen. Van Allen just finishing his warm-ups. 6'8" righty. Senior over at San Jose State. Comes in 0-2 with an 8.67 ERA. This is his 7th appearance. 9 1/3 innings pitched, 15 strikeouts, 6 walks. He's given up 12 hits. His last appearance was a loss. 6-5 against the Oaks for the Blues. He got the decision. He pitched an inning and 2/3, gave up 2 runs, 2 earned runs. So both of those runs on him all the way. Gave up a hit, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, faced 9. Oh, we'll see what Van Allen has here against the switch-hitting Corio, who is now going to bat lefty with runners on the corners. Donnelly over at third. First pitch here to Corio is a fastball that misses low, and the count 1-0. Over at first is Matt King. Crawdads down by 4, just 1 away here in the top of the 7th. The 1-0 pitch, Corio hits this, but foul out of play. And the count 1-1. And Allen quickly readies here. Almost snaps into position, and the runner from first goes. The throw from Gallegos, is the tag there? It is, but a run does come home to score as Donnelly is able to cross home plate, as that tag play took quite a while, so the Crawdads able to manufacture a run there. It is now 9-6. Well, the base paths are now clear. Curious to see that Gallegos even got up and threw that ball over to second, almost immediately conceding a run to Donnelly from third. Count 2-1 here. Corio blasts this into left and just off the leaping glove of Tate Samuelson. He was able to take a little steam off of it, but Corio's now on first. So hindsight's 20/20. Maybe in retrospect it is a good thing that Gallegos was able to get the runner at second, was able to get Matt King, because otherwise, if Corio, everything happens the way it just did, he gets that hit into left. Donnelly definitely scores, and Corio might be on second or third after that single. Pitch here is fouled back into the netting by Jack Ben Shoshan. Count 0-1. But an RBI single, or check that. A single for Corio. No RBI on the score of Donnelly. Really, that's on Gallegos for throwing over to second. 0-1 pitch, and that's in there. Count 0-2. Jack Ben Shoshan does have a hit and a double. He's come around to score twice. Looking for some more RBIs out of this lineup. It's now a 3-run ball game, 9-6 Blues. This pitch, a little tapper out in front of the mound. Having to readjust there is the newly inserted Van Allen, who spikes a throw into the dirt and not able to pick it is the first baseman, Talia. That'll be an E1. And safe is Jack Ben Shoshan over at first base. So 2 runners on with 2 away. Ben Shoshan at first. Matt King able to advance to second. And here comes Casey Cummings, who's 0 for 2, but was hit by a pitch in the 6th. Came around to score. Corio at second, Ben Shoshan at first. That'll be an E1 all the way. Casey Cummings is going to be pinch hit for. It's going to be Ryan Brome. Oh, Ryan Brome. We'll probably see the rest of the game out there in left field, coming in for Casey Cummings. Lefty-righty matchup in favor of the Crawdads here. The lefty in the box, Brome, takes the first pitch low for a ball. The count 1-0, couple of runners on. Corio in scoring position off of second. Brome hitting .305 this summer. In conference play, overall, he's .385 against all opponents. Count 2-0 after that last pitch misses. 2 home runs, 28 RBIs. Over the last 7 days, Brome has hit .381. The 2-0 pitch, and Brome swing and a miss there. It's a rare sighting from Ryan Brome. Count 2-1. But during the past week, 6 games that he's played in, he's had 8 hits and 21 ABs. A home run and 5 driven in and 3 doubles. 2-1 pitch to Brome, and Brome flips this out of play, and the count even at 2-2. One run is already crossed. Donnelly able to make it home on a throw from Gallegos over to second to get King. The 2-2 pitch to Brome. Brome fights this off, and he's just been doing that all season. Ryan Brome, possibly the toughest out in the California Collegiate League. He does not strike out a whole bunch. He walks a ton. And he will force pitchers to give in. The 2-2 pitch from Van Allen, and a big swing and a miss there from Ryan Brome, a rarity. That's his 3rd strikeout over the past 7 games. Crawdads are able to score 1. Donnelly able to cross home plate, but they leave 2 men out there on first and second. Brome not able to come through as a pinch hitter for Casey Cummings. It is 9-6. It is a 3-run ball game, 7th inning stretch here in San Luis Obispo. Bottom of the 7th coming up. Crawdads trying to fight and get back onto the winning path here, trying to snap a 2-game losing streak on the Walnut Creek Crawdads streaming network. Bottom of the 7th about to get underway. It's 9-6 Blues. The Crawdads have done a very good job at getting back into this one. It was 9-1 at one point, but they were able to score 2 in the 5th, 2 in the 6th, and now 1 most recently in the top half of the 7th. It's still Zach Button on the mound. It's going to be Brooks, Anderson, and Talia, 2, 3, and 4 for Button to deal with. First pitch here is fouled away, and the count 0-1. Now in left is Ryan Brome after pinch hitting for Casey Cummings. So a defensive change there. 0-1 pitch, and this misses low in the dirt. And the count 1-1. Crawdads still haven't had the big inning where they've been able to put up 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 runs. 1-1 pitch gets away from Ellis and lands at the backstop, and then ricochets up. The count 2-1, but they've been able to get back into this step by step. 5 runs they've been able to put up without conceding one to the Blues as this pitch misses high and away, and the count 3 balls and a strike. Want to remind everybody who's joining us on the broadcast to like and subscribe, hit that notification bell, never miss a Crawdads game. 3-1 pitch from Button. This is popped up about a mile high, and that's going to land right near the bullpen of the Crawdads. The count runs full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. This, the last out-of-division game that the Crawdads will play for the rest of the summer. The most important part of the schedule coming up on Tuesday. 3-2 pitch, and this misses away. Button issues a walk. So Brooks is 2 for 3, and now he has a walk. And there's going to be a pinch hitter for Aiden Anderson. Anderson had played a very good game thus far. I'm not sure why he's coming out. There must be a reason why Bob Miller is going to Cole Gabrielson, right-handed batter, senior over at USC. This is only Gabrielson's 7th at-bat, his 3rd appearance. He's still looking for a hit. He struck out 3 times. First pitch here to Cole Gabrielson. He pops this up. Is this going to stay in foul territory or get out of play? Matt King looking at it, and he has it. Able to make that catch on the dirt that rings the field here is Matt King. And there's one away. Gabrielson still looking for hit number 1 after pinch hitting there for Aiden Anderson, who had a huge, towering shot for a home run. Oh, here's Zach Toglia. And Toglia hits a little flare shot out to right, but it just hangs up for the right fielder, Ben Shoshan, for out number 2. Good read on the ball there by Ben Show. Able to just stick the glove out and get that one. So the pinch hitter, Gabrielson, doesn't work out for the Blues. Toglia flies out to right. And here's Colin Villegas. First pitch to Villegas, misses low and away. Count 1-0. Villegas also has a 2-run homer, similar to Aiden Anderson, who was just pinch hit for. No pinch hitter here for Colin. The 1-0 pitch, and that hits the heart of the zone. The count even, a ball and a strike. There is a runner on first. That's Garrett Brooks. He was walked at the start of the bottom of the 7th. Game has settled down a bit for the Crawdads. 1-1 pitch, and this bounces up to Ellis. Back pick attempt over here to first, but not in time to draw. And the count 2-1. So even there on a bouncer that comes up to Ellis, he has so much confidence in his throwing arm. Not just the strength in that right arm of his, but also the accuracy to get the ball over, try to get a free out over at first. The 2-1 to Villegas. Here it is, and he swings through a pitch high above the zone, up at the letters, and the count 2-2. Oh, Button looking to put up a second straight scoreless frame out of the bullpen. Blues haven't scored since the 3rd. 2-2 pitch, and This is fouled out of play on the right side, and the count 2-2 once again. Those 8 runs that got the lead to 9-1 for the Blues all scored in the bottom of the third. Now the umpires are in position. And the 2-2 pitch. And this, a little tapper, but foul down the third base line. And Mr. Ralph's going to go get it. Ralph on the road with the team for all 3 of these games down south. And who wouldn't want to come out and see Santa Barbara and San Luis Obispo? Got a chance to check out the harbor yesterday down in Santa Barbara. It was just beautiful. And a picturesque day here today in SLO. 2-2 to Villegas. And he fights this one off again. So a long battle here between Button and Villegas. Eighth pitch upcoming here. Button has now thrown 25 pitches, 18 of them for strikes. Small lead off of first. And the 2-2, and this misses high, and that'll be a free base there for Brooks. As he advances, that ball just off the top of the mitt of Ellis. Ellis not as tall as McKenna or Tejero or Donnelly, the other catchers we've seen this summer. So not able to stretch up and get that one with the catcher's mitt. So a runner in scoring position. It's Garrett Brooks, and it's a full count to Colin Villegas, who is 2 for 4 and has 2 RBIs on that big home run he hit. Payoff pitch from Button, and a slider that does not hit the zone, just misses away. Button thought it was strike 3. He was already headed off the mound, but that's a walk. The second walk issued by Zach Button. And there are now runners at first and second. Good eye being shown by Colin Villegas. He recognized that was just a tick outside. And here comes the lefty bat of E.J. Kreutzmann, who was 1 for 4. But he struck out twice. And most recently in the 5th, he flew out to left. That was when Cummings was in the game. Now it's Brome over there. The pitch from the righty Button to the lefty Kreutzmann is fouled back into the netting. And the count 0-1. Button trying to run in a fastball there and tie Kreutzmann up, and Kreutzmann was able to fight it away. But I don't think he'll be going after that pitch again, because that was right in there on the hands. Looking back to second is Button. Putz shows that he's going to cover. This ball is hit hard on the ground over to Duroff. Duroff's just going to take it to first base himself. 3 unassisted to end the 7th. So Zach Button able to put up another scoreless frame. It is still 9-6. Crawdads down by 3. Blues in the lead right now, but the Dads have been getting back into this game over the past 3 innings, and they'll be up to bat when we return here on the Crawdads streaming network. top of the 8th inning. Crawdads down by 3. It's 9-6 Blues, but they've done a great job of fighting back, getting this one back in their reach as they try to grasp out for what could be their 19th victory of the summer. They came in 18-10 overall. The Blues 12-18 overall. So Crawdads going to be up to bat here. It's Jude Putz, then Coleman Schmidt and Ryan Ellis, 9-1-2 for the Dads. Putz is 2 for 3. Most recently in the 6th, he had an RBI single. Really, the lone blemishes for Putz have been mistakes out there at short, but he's made up for it with the bat for sure, helping the Crawdads get back in. This is the first pitch from Van Allen, is a fastball that misses high to Jude Putz, and the count 1-0. But Putz finally starting to unlock all that potential he has. The 1-0 pitch, and Jude takes here for a strike. Count 1-1. That's what the CCL is all about, getting these guys time, getting them reps, getting them in the rhythm, so that way they can go back to their respective colleges and be successful. 1-1 pitch. Here's a fastball that hits the outer edge for strike number 2. Count a ball and 2 strikes to Jude Putz. Crawdad shortstop. Gonna have to choke up on the bat here. The 1-2 from Van Allen, and he blasts a fastball by the swinging Jude Putz for a strikeout. That's out number 1 here in the top of the 8th. Well, Putz is now 2 for 4. Here comes Coleman Schmidt, who is 2 for 3. A couple of singles, came around to score in the 5th, had a big RBI in the 6th. Good strikeout in the 3rd. Also has a walk. Righty against righty. Van Allen fires and misses with a high fastball. Van Allen is set. Kicks and deals, and Schmidt checks his swing there, but it's a called strike, and the count even at 1-1. One away here in the top of the 8th. Dads need some more production out of the bats. Here's the 1-1 to Schmidt. There's a big breaking ball that kind of hung up there for Schmidt to hammer, but not able to barrel it up, fouls it out of play, and the count 1-2. Next pitch for Van Allen will be pitch number 25. So far, he's thrown 18 strikes, 6 balls, 3-to-1 ratio in that category. 1-2 pitch from Van Allen, and a good fastball at the knees that Schmidt cannot get a hold of. Swings and misses for the strikeout. That's 2 straight punch-outs for Van Allen, and 3 straight in a row set down on strikes if you go back to Brome's pinch hitting at-bat for Casey Cummings in the 7th. Well, Van Allen looking very good. And here's Ryan Ellis. First pitch to Ellie misses low, and the count 1-0. Ellis is 0 for 3, but had a sac fly for an RBI in the 3rd. Was able to walk in the 5th. 1-0 pitch to Ellis, and hits this hard on the ground. Takes a few bounces, but down the first base line foul. And the count evens up at a ball and a strike. If Ellis is able to get himself on base, it'll bring DeRoff up, who has been the most successful hitter for the Crawdads. The 1-1 pitch, and Ellis pops this up just on the outfield grass, and calling for it is the shortstop, Maciel, who has it for out number 3. A 1-2-3 inning there for Cade Van Allen, top of the 8th, over. Head into the bottom of the 8th with the Blues still leading 9-6. Still a 3-run ball game, but the Crawdads If they can keep it at just 3 runs, they're going to be down to their last chances in the top of the 9th. So more Crawdads baseball right around the corner here on the Crawdads streaming network. Bottom of the 8th inning, there is a new pitcher for the Crawdads. It's going to be the Texas Tech Red Raider, Colson Abel, who comes in 2-1 with a 6.9 ERA. 9th appearance for Abel. His 8th out of the bullpen. He's thrown 14 1/3 innings, 17 strikeouts, 13 walks, 11 hits given up. He has seen the ERA jump a little bit recently in his last 2 outings. He's given up 6 earned runs in 3 1/3 innings pitched. Most recently, though, on July 4th against the Potters up in Lincoln in that 12-3 loss for the Crawdads, he threw 2 innings of ball, but gave up 4 runs, all earned, 3 hits, 3 walks, 1 strikeout, faced 12. So looking to get back on track and show us the Colson Abel that we've been so accustomed to with that nasty curveball and a good fastball that he can use as well. That's what the man from Texas Tech is going to try to do out there on the bump, so we'll see what the lefty Abel has for this Blues lineup. It is 9-6. Colson Abel trying to keep it that way. It's going to be Tate Samuelson, Chase Gallegos, and Connor McGuire for the San Luis Obispo Blues. And just finishing his warm-ups is Colson Abel. Maybe a 2-pitch sequence here, and no, that was the last one. So that was the last warm-up pitch for Colson, and he's got to get ready to get right down to business here as he'll be facing Tate Samuelson. Had a good day by his standards this season. Samuelson, third-year player for the Blues, came in just batting .095, but has walked twice, and he's 1 for 2. Had a single to left through the hole on the left side, and he struck out in the 4th. Oh, the lefty Abel getting ready to face the right-handed bat of Tate Samuelson. The first pitch to the Blues' third baseman. Here it is, and this misses low. The count 1-0. The walks have bitten Abel in his last 2 appearances, 7 walks. The 1-0 pitch, and this is grounded weakly over to the third baseman King, and it is foul as it's off the batter. Oh, the count 1-1. King jumped all over it, trying to get that first out for his guy, Colson Abel. And here's the 1-1 from Abel. This is foul again, so 2 straight foul balls. And Abel ahead 1-2 out of the bullpen. You'd figure that it would be Abel all the way here if he's able to be effective. Don't want to completely empty things out if you're Brant Cummings, as this pitch is swung at in the dirt, but it bounces away from Ellis. And Tate Samuelson will have first base. So he golfed at 1, came up empty. Ball ricocheted away from Ellis, wasn't able to block it, and put Samuelson out at first. That's a strikeout wild pitch there. And Samuelson over on first base for the 4th time this afternoon. Here's Chase Gallegos. A hit to right in his last at-bat. Another righty bat to deal with for Abel as he misses low here. The count 1-0. On the day, Gallegos 1 for 2, a hit and a strikeout, but did have a sac fly for an RBI into left. That was back in the 3rd. He's also walked once, and the 1-0's in there. And the count's 1-1. Crawdads sure dug themselves into a big hole, though, in that bottom of the 3rd, giving up 8 runs. Pitch here gets away from Ellis. It missed low, and that'll be a free bag for Tate Samuelson. He slowly jogs over to second. And now there's a runner in scoring position for the Blues. Miss there for Colson Abel. Two balls and a strike here to Chase Gallegos. Abel looks back to second. And the pitch. And this is hit hard, but over to the second baseman. Corio has it, throws the first for the out. One away here in the bottom of the 8th, but Samuelson able to advance up to third.
Hitting now number 7, second baseman Connor McGuire.
Oh, here's the number 9 hitter, Connor McGuire. Played second base today for the Blues. Couple of walks. Got on in the 4th. On a Jude Putz error, the infield in here. There's that big bender there. Nice curveball from Colson Abel. Gets a called strike. 12-6 all the way. And the count 0-1. Abel going to try to leave Tate Samuelson stranded over there at third. Got to get another out, though. The 0-1 pitch, this is swung on and hit over to King, who looks back to Samuelson at third. Then he'll fire over to first. And that's why you bring the infield in there, and there's 2 away. Oh, the strategy pays off for the Crawdads. Not a hard hit ball. Able to induce a little 3-hopper over there to Matt King. And King very heady, looking back at Tate Samuelson. Samuelson not taking any risks. Doesn't want to be the lead runner and be tagged out or thrown out. So here's C.J. Maciel. Big curveball there from Colson Abel that hits the outer edge of the zone, and the count 0-1. When Abel has that curveball, when that curveball is accurate and he's able to throw it for strikes, he is untouchable at times. The 0-1 to Maciel, and this is a fastball that misses high and perhaps a little bit in. Leaning out of the way was Maciel. The count 1-1. 1-1 pitch from Abel. Curveball that misses low and bounces out in front of home plate. Ellis able to collect it, make sure it doesn't get out of his reach. Samuelson has to stay over at third. The count 2-1. 2-1 here, and this is hit hard over to Putz at short. He has it in the glove, gets up, fires over to the first baseman. Darafa makes a good pick out of the dirt. For out number 3, Colson Abel able to keep the score 9-6. Top of the 9th, it's the last chance for the Crawdads, but this game is within reach. If the bats can get going here, the Crawdads might have some more magic on the Crawdads streaming network. Well, they're singing Sweet Caroline out here at Sinsheimer Park in San Luis Obispo, California. The Blues fans, still a good amount of them here. Some have left a little bit early, but still a nice crowd here at Sinsheimer Park. Last chance for the Crawdads here in the top of the ninth. It's going to be DeRoff, Donnelly, and Matt King. DeRoff has been the best hitter this afternoon for the Dads. 3 for 4. Crawdads trail by 3. It's 9-6 Blues.
6-9 ball game. And the leadoff batter for the
Dads trying to complete the comeback here. Van Allen is still out on the mound. First pitch here is fouled back into the screen behind a home plate, and the count 0-1. DeRoff saw a high fastball that he liked. Out letter high. But the bat just a bit under it. And here is the 0-1 pitch from Van Allen. DeRoff takes here low. Good eye from DeRoff, laying off a ball below the knees, and the count 1-1. Donnelly on deck. So the Crawdads are going to need to get 2 on to tie it. The 1-1 pitch, and DeRoff hits this high into left center. Moving back is the left fielder, Brooks, who has it on the run right at the warning track. And Garrett Brooks taking away extra bases there from Brian DeRoff, who looks up to the heavens and said, what did I do wrong there? Well, Brian, you didn't do anything wrong. That was just a great play there by Garrett Brooks out and left. Now, here is the designated hitter, Joey Donnelly, after the loud out on the warning track from Brian DeRoff. Donnelly has walked twice. He's 0 for 2. Hit into a fielder's choice in the 7th, but did come around to score eventually. First pitch from the righty Van Allen to the lefty Donnelly misses away, and the count 1-0. One-0 pitch here to Joey Donnelly, and he hits this right back at Van Allen, who picks it up off the hop and tosses on to first. That's out number 2. The Crawdads down to their last bullet here as Matt King is ready to step into the box. And all Van Allen needs for the Blues' 13th victory of the summer is 1 out. But he's going to have to do it against Matt King, who has been very tough the past week, but 0 for 3 today with a walk. First pitch to King, and he hits this very high into foul territory near the first base bag, and Talia has it for out number 3. The Crawdads go down in order in the top of the 9th. The San Luis Obispo Blues win their 13th game of the summer. Van Allen gets the save. The Crawdads record is now 18-11 overall. They have dropped 3 in a row, so they dropped every game on this road trip down south. The 2 to the Santa Barbara Foresters, and now 1 to the San Luis Obispo Blues. I'm sure the Crawdads will be very happy to get back home, back up north, even though they'll be on the road for a couple of games against the Solano Mudcats at Vanden High. At least they'll be able to sleep in their own beds, not have to deal with all the long travel. The Crawdads did fight. They did fight in this game. They tried to come back. They made it a 3-run ball game. At one point, they were down 9-1, but just not enough offense. You score 6 runs in a ball game, you think you'll usually win, but when you give up 8th in the bottom of the 3rd, it makes things mighty hard. There were some positives, however. You saw some really good pitching out of Zach Button, Colson Abel, as well as the big Azani. Idris Azani was able to be effective as well. Fisher Johnson, though, tough start for him. And then Ben Lake gave up runs. And the Crawdads just were trailing the entire game. They did tie it up at one point. After the top of the 3rd, it was 1-1. But then the Blues just jumped all over them. Well, the Crawdads did battle their hardest in this 3rd and final game of this road trip down south, but just came up a little bit short. They did put some fear into the hearts of the Blues fans here, as well as some of those Blues players, I'm sure, as that lead was dwindling, but the Crawdads just run out of juice here in the bats, and they lose this game 9-6. Crawdads will be back at it on Tuesday and Wednesday on the road against the Solano Mudcats. They'll be looking to snap what is now a 3-game losing streak. Well, both those games on the road at 5 p.m. We'll have those for you from Vanden High. Then another road game up north. That'll be at Recreation Park against the Healdsburg Prune Packers, who are still in first. The Crawdads still in second place. And then finally back at home after a bunch of road games for the Crawdads. That'll be on Friday, July 15th. The Dads will take on the Lincoln Potters at 4 p.m. Hope to see you there at Monte Vista. That's the next time the Dads are back in action in Danville. So the final line score for today's game: 6 runs, 10 hits, 2 errors for the Crawdads, 9 runs, 12 hits, 2 errors for the victorious San Luis Obispo Blue. So just getting it official here. The winner is Bryson Van Sickle. He improves his mark to 3-0 on the season. He had a very strong outing. Final line on Van Sickle: as I look in the scorebook here, he was able to pitch 4 2/3 innings. You need to go 4 for a win, usually in the CCL. He gave up 5 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them earned, 4 walks, 7 strikeouts. The save goes to Cade Van Allen, who gets his first save of the summer. He was able to pitch 2 2/3 innings, gave up a hit, and struck out 3. The loser is Fisher Johnson, who was just able to go 2 innings and gave up a lot of runs. Ben Lake tried to come in, gave up some runs as well. But Fisher Johnson, he falls to 1-3 on the summer. And the Crawdads lose 9-6. For everybody who joined us on the broadcast, really appreciate it. Always love it when you tune in, whether you're watching or you're listening or you're on your phone. Doesn't matter where you are. Never miss a Crawdads game. Remember to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell on the Walnut Creek Crawdads Streaming Network YouTube channel. If you made the trip out here to San Luis Obispo or to any of the games in Santa Barbara, really appreciate it and hope to see you again. Once again, the Crawdads lose 9-6. I'm along to say it was my pleasure bringing you all the play-by-play action today. Crawdads will be back at it on Tuesday at 5 p.m. from Vanden High against the Solano Mudcats. Crawdads still in second place in the CCL North, and they'll look to improve as they get back into division play as the season winds